if you're speaking into it like this, you can see how it's not super high. You probably need it so when you turn it up, it'll get loud. Similar, yeah, if that makes sense.
Hello, hello. Yep.
Welcome back here to the Wynyard Recreation Ground, where we have the senior game in the NWFL for the men. Burnie Dockers versus the Wynyard Cats. Home game for the Cats. Last outing here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground, the Cats didn't fare all that well against the Devonport Magpies. They had a good first quarter, but then second and third, everything went a little awry, and they were able to salvage some hope in the last quarter at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. Then they've had a week off with the state game at Latrobe, and they're looking to rectify proceedings here today against the Burnie Dockers. Last time that they played together was at West Park, where Burnie won by 15 points, and they kicked 62-47 at West Park. So looking to turn the tables today, the Wynyard Cats at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. It's 13.5 degrees at the moment. The wind is coming from a northerly direction, so 17 kilometres an hour. It's actually not having much of an effect across the ground whatsoever. So we look forward to a great display here this afternoon at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. To the left of screen, they'll be kicking towards the Table Cape end, and to the right of screen is to the Lawn Bowls or the town end here at Wynyard. Joining me today, we have the captain of the women's Wynyard Cats women's team. That's Olivia Smith, also a state representative, as well as also being a part of the Northwest Regional representative team during the Tri-Series throughout this year. So welcome to you, Liv.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to watch this game. I'm sure it's going to be really competitive.
Absolutely. So some laid outs with regards to the Burnie Dockers team. Dylan Smith is a laid out, the captain, and he picked up an injury during the week. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to be on display, so I had a quick chat with him. It could be another week or two before Dylan Smith is back. So coming in for him is an adequate replacement in regards to the name, Reef Shackleton. So son of Luke, number 3, and so he will be taking the spot of Dylan Smith. So looking forward to seeing Reef Shackleton back in the senior lineup. A young man from Burnie with a fair bit of heritage in behind him for Wynyard. As listed on the Play HQ website, and our players are now heading out towards their respective places. Which way, Liv, are we looking at the moment with regards to Wynyard? Are they heading to the Lawn Bowls or to Table Cape? I think they're heading towards the Lawn Bowls.
Heading towards the Lawn Bowls, you can see. Yeah, and Wade Murphy, he's playing his first senior debut today for Wynyard. He's a really exciting player. He's come from the Sunshine Coast. He's a local boy, but played for Burnie Juniors. So, yeah, he's going to be playing his first game today for the Wynyard Cats and seniors.
Well, looking forward to seeing Wade Murphy out on the park today. How old is Wade?
He is 21, turning 21, I think. Yeah, so played junior footy with the Burnie Dockers, went across here and then went to Sunshine Coast. So, yeah, he's a very talented player, and I can see number 40, he's on the wing. Absolutely.
Next to Oatley Smith, vice-captain of the Burnie Dockers. So kicking to the left of screen, ladies and gents, towards Table Cape will be the Burnie Dockers. So it's Logan Elphinston up against Mr. Marshall in the middle. And Elphinston gets the tap. He receives the handball off Nicky Walters, kicks inside the forward 50 for Burnie. It's out wide, and it's run over the boundary line there by Ren Smith. So your older brother playing down back today.
He is playing down back, different position, but I think he likes playing off the half back where he can run onto it.
Looking forward to seeing how Ren goes. I might have a bit of a chat with you about his expedition into coaching. So I believe he's doing he did the representative game last weekend, coaching the West, and I think he's also doing the under-19s here at Wynyard. Is that right?
Yeah. He loves coaching. It's something that he took on at the start of the year, and a lot of the boys look up to him. So he's really enjoying it.
Bailey Bow kicks inside forward 50, top of the goal square. No one's able to take the mark. Ball spills to ground. Pack forms. Wynyard players over the top of the football, but the umpire says, "Give it to me." How were the ground conditions, Liv, earlier on in today's proceedings?
Yeah, they were quite muddy in that middle. We tried to avoid it.
And Harry Walters hits the post. Unfortunately, it was a close one. Roving it off the pack there with Harry Walters back into the side. He's been out with a bit of a layoff through a hamstring. And away they go to Wynyard. That's a good kick into the centre square, but it looks like it's Bailey Bogue has taken the mark. Gives the handball off. A bit misdirected. Ball's knocked forward towards a half-back there. Ren Smith on the end of that. Advantage has been paid. They go forward. Good mark. Josh Wolf, good to see him into the action early. Needs to get a boot on. Gets it inside, looking for Kalkabiki. Turns his player underneath the football. That was French. And ball goes out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. How's Kalkabiki going? Not having to deal with the responsibilities of captaincy at the moment.
Yeah, he's a solid leader, and I think he wants to give that leadership role to other players. But out on the ground and at training, I was there on Thursday night. Yeah, he's still a really strong leader, and teams try to keep him accountable as much as they can.
Absolutely, very wily veteran, especially in and around the goal space. Having a shot on goal there, and that's a good kick. Kobe Jackson, that's right. Kobe Jackson, son of Kent, the president. He's got a very much a basketball background, pedigree, and he kicks the first major of the day. So well done to Kobe Jackson. How's he gone? This is only his second year of playing football, so Australian rules football after being over in the United States with at college.
Yes.
Basketball.
Yeah, he was quite injured. He had a serious injury at the start of the year, so he hasn't been playing too much, but played a few games in the development league and, found his place in the senior side.
Is that with his shoulder, the injury?
I think so, yeah. It was a serious injury. I don't know too much about it, but, he was out of footy for a while.
Good to see him back here on the northwest coast and keeping the Jackson name alive, especially in the playing circles. And it looks like Leif Heber gets the kick away after Billy Marshall gets the tap. Stratton out the back across to Oakley Smith. He goes wide to French. French under a fair bit of pressure there from Egger. They've been able to get the footy out through Ganinin. Ball goes wide. Taking the mark there is... I think it might be Eli French. Eli French kicks the ball further forward. And a strong mark taken by Clay Griffiths, 200th game a couple of weeks ago for Wynyard.
Yeah, very, very good leader. Come from Ulverston.
Certainly has. Egger, inside forward 50. No one's able to take the mark. Howard swirls around on his right boots. And that's the second one for... Absolutely. That's the second one for the Wynyard Cats. They're on a bit of a roll here. We're only 3.5 minutes into the game. They've kicked 2 goals straight to Burnie's one behind. So they lead by 11 points. Brandon Howard, along with Clay Griffiths, came across from Ulverston.
Yes.
They've provided stability, leadership in the key positions.
Yeah, they definitely have. They're quite achievers, actually. But, they've been great add-ins for the Wynyard Cats. And I reckon Dan will be happy with that result for the forward line.
Why? Do you know why they Clay and Brandon came across to Wynyard?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they were just looking for a bit more, and Wynyard were able to give them that. I think they were close friends with Bo, so yeah.
Billy Marshall in the middle there. Away goes Logan Elphinston off to Stratton. Stratton by hand goes to son of a gun Brian. O'Harrelin is unfortunately unable to get the handball clearly to his teammate, and wrapped up in a tackle, I think might be Brian again, and that was through the services of Joshy Whitehouse from Wynyard. Oh, in fact, he's been given the free kick. Must have been over the shoulder.
Didn't see much.
No, I didn't see much either there, Liv. So, interesting call there by the umpire early on, but he's got the opportunity to get the first major for the Burnie Dockers and get them onto the scoreboard. And they're 11 points in arrears. Jalen Bryan kicking from around about 35 metres out. I'd say on around about a 45-degree angle. No real wind to speak of. Definitely make the distance. Comes through. Lays back on the kick and it goes to the near side. So it's 2 behinds to the Burnie Dockers. They trail Wynyard 2-12.
I can see Bo Sharman's out on the ground, back in the team, which is great to see.
Yeah, Bo Sharman, he's in and out this year. He's a couple of young children, so relinquished the role of coach, but he's been able to play not only here, but also, I believe, at Wesley Vale and up in Cairns as well.
He has, yep. He's loved the trip to Cairns, so I'm glad he's back in the side. Hopefully he's a regular.
Kobe Jackson kicks the ball down towards half forward. Repelling there by hands is Oakley Smith. They've been able to bring the ball back inside. Josh Murray with that beautiful left foot finds O'Halloran. He goes further afield to Liam O'Halloran, who kicks towards the goal face, but unfortunately it's just to the near side, and it's touched through there by Cameron Drodds. So it's 3 behinds. 3 behinds there for the Burnie Dockers. And they trail Wynyard to 2-12. So 9 points the differential at the moment. Griffith brings the ball in. And finds Strods. Cross centre half back. Decides to transfer play. Ooh, that's a poor kick. Putting his teammate under a bit of pressure in Mason Hodgetts, but he's up to that. Further afield they go. Towards centre wing. And able to take the mark with Sharman. Ball looks like it's gone out. No, play on, says the umpire. Moving it further afield. Sharman touches the football, runs out in front of the scoreboard at the around about the 7-minute mark. 2 goals, 12 Wynyard, 3 behinds Burnie. Looks like we've got a competitive contest on our hands, Liv.
Yep, it's going to be a close one, I'm sure.
Boundary rider comes inboard. Leaf Hebbert runs onto the tap from Billy Marshall. Wrapped up in a great tackle there by the Burnie Dockers midfield. Number of seagulls out and about today. What are the hot chips like at the canteen, Liv?
Oh, they're the best. I reckon they're the best in the Northwest Coast. Love Di. She does a great job in our canteen.
Might have to get down there at half time as Josh Wolf wraps up his counterpart there for a ball up across the half forward flank scoreboard side of the ground for the Wynyard Cats. Logan Elphinston gets the tap. No one's able to shark the footy. Billy Marshall throws his physicality about, and ball again goes back over the boundary line. So it'll be Marshall versus Elphinston in the ruck. Ball's been over on that far side there for around about 1 minute. Coming up to the 8-minute mark of the first quarter. 12 plays, 3. Cats in the lead. Elphinston gets the ball knocked down. Walters now. Gives the ball goes out of bounds on the full, I think. It was. And a free kick will be given to Wynyard, and we'll go through the services of Bo Sharman. No, ball's been relayed to, who's that, Liv?
Looks like Mason.
Mason Hodgetts. Beautiful left foot kick as Mason Hodgetts
Yep.
is looking for and finding. Joshy Wolf, no. Ball's over the boundary line. Oh, no, free kick. No, boundary throw in. As Wolf heads way back towards the goal square. Oh no, decides to reconsider that. Comes up towards the contest. Elphinston, Bogue, French. That's a good mark taken there by Halloran. Decides not to play on, even though he had the opportunity to do so by hand. Decides to come in board. Finds Shackleton, who's coming for the injured Dylan Smith. Away goes Reef Shackleton. Runs onto that right boot. Geez, he looks like his father. Up towards full forward, and that's a good mark. I'm thinking that might be Wyatt Kenny. Number 15, no it's not, it's Harry Walters. Harry Walters, one of the senior statesmen here at the Burnie Dockers, former Wynyard boy, believe it or not, after he and his brother came from Victoria a number of years ago, but have settled at Burnie over the last dozen or so years. So Harry Walters, will he put the first major on the board?
Looks like it.
Certainly has. Lays back on that. He looks pretty happy. And that's the first for the Burnie Dockers. So they go 1-3-9, trailing Wynyard Cats, 2 goals, 12. What do you think about the game so far? So we're about 10 minutes in, Liv. Looks like at the moment it's a seesawing sort of contest between the Wynyard Cats and the Burnie Dockers, in particular through the midfield.
Yeah, it's going to be really close and contested, no doubt. I can see Curtis Brasendale, number 28 for Wynyard, is going straight to Bailey Bogue, so I think that's a bit of a match up there. So, yeah, it's going to be contested.
Hard tag, I would assume?
Yep, I reckon. You can't give him much space.
No, as we had heard from Andy Lee a bit earlier on today, he's possibly the best player in Tasmania at the moment in men's senior football circles. Getting wrapped up in a tackle was number 25, so that's Eli French for the Burnie Dockers. Ball goes up, and Marshall goes bang, hits it forward, Stretton's on the end of it. He tries to get a handball out to Nicky Walters. Nicky Walters goes short across centre wing, finds Jalen Bryan. He's on his own. He could play on. He chooses not to do so. Now he decides to go. Tries to hit up a leading player. That's Harry Walters, unable to do so. They repel, cross half back. Ren Smith with the kick. Goes in towards Kobe Jackson, centre square. Josh Murray on the back of that. Gets his handball. Good release. Jackson, first to the footy. Gets it out to the debutant there in Wade Murphy. Ball comes back to Jackson. He's wrapped up in a tackle by 2 of the Burnie Dockers players. Good defence there by Burnie across centre wing.
Yeah, it definitely was. Shut them down pretty quick. They were out if they gave him space.
Young player Zeke Pennington, part of that tackling brigade. Murray looking for Stratton. He's been pushed in the back. He's going to receive the... No, it's not Murray. It's Reef Shackleton. A bit like his father. Strong in stature. Kicks the ball long. Looking for O'Halloran. And able to take the mark. Free kick's going to be given, though. Oh, he's been pulled down. He's going to receive the free... It's Geordie Dowling. He's going to receive the free kick. According to the umpire, was pulled down there by Keegan Weller. And he's going to have a resultant free kick. He's on a 45-degree angle, let's say around about 35 metres out. Not the most reliable of kicks, Liv. Do you remember him when he was at school?
Oh, I think... Who is it?
It's Geordie Dowling.
Geordie Dowling. I don't think I went to school with Geordie Dowling. He might have been a bit older.
Yeah, he was a couple of years older than you.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking he might get it, though.
Dowling name synonymous with football in the state. And he puts it through, does the big fella. So Geordie Dowling's first for the game, first possession, first kick, and they take the lead. 2-3-15. Burnie Dockers, Wynyard Cats, 2 goals 12, 13 minutes played in the first quarter. Olivia.
It's going to be interesting. I can definitely see their midfield. Tommy Leafhever, I think he'll have to step up this next, couple of minutes, bring it into their forward line. I think they're losing it out of the midfield a little bit, so they'll try and adjust to that, I reckon. Play 1-to-1.
Indeed. Elphingston, Marshall wins it down. Gets it to Brasendale, follows back up, tries to get his boot to ball, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says, give it to me. Good decision. Ball hasn't left the centre square. However, it's Wynyard forward of centre.
Great tackle.
Great tackle there applied by Leaf Heber on Stretton. All been able to be kicked forward by Oakley Smith. O'Halloran gets the handball to Reef Shackleton. Tell you what, he's been busy early. His kick's a bit awry though. Running onto it, having a shot on goals. Harry Walters, that's not a bad effort around the corner, but it's across the face and through for one behind. Still got it, the old man.
Yeah, they're getting that handball on the outside, and I think that's getting Wynyard a little bit unstuck. So, yeah, they're going quick now.
Absolutely. On the end of the kick in there is Jackson. He's able to get his kick clear. Wolf taps it to Leaf Heber. Got the better of Stratton around the corner. Looking for, but not finding his captain in Fleming. Ball's wrapped up in a tackle, and we're going to get a ball up. Just forward of the centre square for Wynyard. Scoreboard side of the ground. 14 minutes down. Taking that was Fleming, having a kick. And it's been touched. And it will be another boundary throw-in. So 16 plays 12. Dockers up by 4. 2 goals 4 plays 2 straight. Boundary throw-in. It's a good one. Marshall gets the tap. Not to the advantage of anyone, though. Good hands. Sees Wynyard be able to bring the footy inside their forward 50. Howard almost takes a fantastic mark. I thought he dropped it. Wow, but the umpire's paid that.
That's all right.
And Bailey Bow gets a bit of a shove in the back also by Tommy Leafhever for questioning the umpire in and around that. Nonetheless, Brandon Howard's going to be able to have a shot on goal. He'll be shooting from the arc around about, is it 45 or 50 metres?
This one's 40 metres.
40 metres, okay. So, Brandon Howard, sharpshooter. What do you think? What are his chances?
Oh, I reckon he's got it. Let's see.
Deliberate approach. The recruit from Ulverston. Former captain at Ulverston. He's pretty happy with it. Well done to Brandon Howard.
Took the opportunity on. That's great.
That's his second goal. They kick their third straight. So they're 3 goals 18. They take the lead from the Burnie Dockers, 2 goals for 16. So it's a 2-point margin, Liv. Not much between them at the moment.
No, there's definitely not. It's going to be back and forth, I reckon, until half time, and then third quarter will determine, I think, who will take it out. Usually is against Burnie. It's always close.
Young fella coming off there is Kobe Lyons, being replaced by Keaton Edwards. So Edwards is going forward for the Wynyard Cats. Leaf Heber. Another man in the ruck, Marley Bourne. That's interesting. So Marley usually plays up front. He goes into the ruck against Elphingston. He's given away the free kick. Umpire says not allowed to do that, Marley. So Logan Elphingston could be pivotal today. He's going to get the free kick. Bailey Bogue been put down behind plays. Not happy with whatever's going on there. And Jalen Bryan been prominent early.
Yeah, looks like Tyler Bakes has gone on to him now.
There's a free kick being given away there by Bailey Bogue through frustration. What happened, Liv?
I think Tyler was just getting under his skin a little bit and, give away the free kick.
So it wasn't the adjudicating umpire that called the free kick. He goes wide and finds Wolf. Wolf gets the handball off to Leif Heber. He juggles the football. He's had to go back. Finds Mason Hodgetts. Goes short. Oh, good eyes.
Great kick. He's got the best kick, I reckon, Mason.
Inside forward 50 go the Wynyard Cats now. And Brandon Howard with great body and spatial awareness. Used his body and he's able to take the mark, falling back in towards the ground with the second grab, and he's going to have his third shot on goal. He's already kicked 2 straight. The other goal kicker was Kobe Jackson. So 3 goals straight for 18. Wynyard, they lead Burnie 2 goals for 16. So Brandon Howard, one would think that this wouldn't be a problem, especially after his last 2 shots, set shots at goal. So Howard, deliberate approach, ball over that right leg. And he kicks good. Truly. That's his third for the quarter. They're on fire.
Yeah, Brandon's been playing up back this season, so it's been awesome to see him slot forward and, able to execute down there. So it's exciting.
They go to 4 goals straight, 24. They've got an 8-point differential on Burnie, 2 goals for 18. So 4 short scoring shots for Wynyard versus 6 for Burnie, and Wynyard are making the most of their opportunities. So 24 plays 16, and we go back to the bounce. In the centre square, Bourne versus Elphingston. There's a bit going on there between Bogue and his counterpart. And that being Curtis Brasendale. Brasendale drives on top of the football, but he's tripped up Bailey Bogue, and Bogue will receive the free kick. Wynyard side of the centre. He goes long, but that's a kick to no one in particular. And Wade Murphy will take the mark. Ooh. Stands and delivers, gets the ball out wide, goes quickly to Brasendale, to Leif Heber. Leif Heber, former North Hobart player, goes in towards Howard. Howard, third man up, unable to take the mark. Using his cat-like agility was Josh Wolf. Gets it out wide to Fleming. His shot on goal, but it stays to the near side, and it's 1 behind. So that's the first of behinds for the Wynyard Cats. So they go 4-1-25, leading Burnie 2-4-16.
That was a better play by Wynyard, able to get it out wide and then have a shot on goal.
On the expanses, well, it's not really expanses here at Wynyard. It's a pretty small ground. It's got very wide wings.
Yes.
What's the best way to play, Liv?
Oh, honestly, it just depends what your game plan is, but I think sometimes a bit of pause, switch it up, switch lanes. I think that's how you play this ground the best. But, you see a lot of teams go long down the line, and sometimes that can really not work on this ground in particular. Sometimes it works.
In case in point at the moment, we can see that's what Burnie's done. They've gone out very wide. They made it very difficult for themselves. Jenkins dives on top of the football, is unable to get it. Brian to O'Halloran. Someone gets the kick in. I think that might be Tyson Jenkins. No one able to take the mark. A free kick's been given away, though, by number 35, and that's the recruit from Devonport Wyatt, Kenny, across to the Burnie Dockers. And so the young man, Wade Murphy, gets a free kick, gets out to Leif Heber, plays on. Kick, going to be stopped there by Bailey Bogue. Hands it over to French. French over to Brian. She's been prominent early. Kenny, that's a poor kick. Gets it somehow to Geordie Dowling. Snaps it over his shoulder.
That's a good goal.
And that's a great goal. And they've hit straight back, so it's 3-4. 3-4-22, the Burnie Dockers. They're still in arrears of Wynyard. 4-1 at 25. Have hit the 20-minute mark. Opportunistic, Liv.
Yeah, well, Geordie Dowling was all on his own, so I don't know really what happened with the Wynyard defence there. They just let him go, but, great goal from Geordie.
Well, I think they were very lucky there through the services of White Kenny. That kick, he almost fell on his backside.
Very lucky,
And Geordie just happened to be in front of his player and is able to snap it over his left shoulder. So back to the middle we go. Billy Marshall back into the ruck, it looks like, and he'll be up against Elphingston. I'm thinking that Bourne's gone forward, that he has. No one's able to win that. Egger dives on top of the football, unable to get it out. Pack forms. We'll get another secondary ball up centre square. What's it like in the middle of the ground?
Very muddy. Yeah, pretty slippery. It was definitely slippery for the women's game, so I'm sure it's definitely slippery for the men's game.
What do you do with regards to your boots? Because you're not allowed to wear the steel stops anymore. As
No.
Walters has been pinged for holding the football. Recipient will be Cal Kubicki. So what do you do for your boots?
Honestly, you just adjust to it. You can't do too much. But, yeah, you get used to it after a while.
Wolf has a shot from outside 50 across his left shoulder. Not
unlucky.
bad. And it goes through for one behind. It's good. It's good to see Joshy Wolf up and about early. Had a terrible game against Devonport. Played in the state game last week. So good to see him up and about early. He came across from Burnie. Why was that?
I just think he was looking for something a bit different as well. Marley and Josh came across and they've been great recruits for Wynyard. So, yeah, I think they're enjoying their football a lot more now.
Halloran takes the mark across half back. His kick's a bit of a shank, but it lands in the hands of Reef Shackleton.
He's had a lot of it.
Yeah, that's right. He's been good early. So's this young man, Jalen Bryan, son of a gun. So, Scotty Bryan's boy decides to play on now, goes round onto his right boot. His kick's a poor one, and sitting in the defensive hole was Cal Kubicki. Reels onto that left boot, looking for and finding Leafheber. He's been strong. He handballs it over to your brother, Ren Smith, looking for, finding... Oh, Joshy Wolf, he drops the chest mark. Brandon Howard over the top of the football. He's able to knock it forward. Comes out to Murray, though. Murray's handballs in, it goes across the face, over the boundary line, in front of his teammate there in Mackay Patterson.
Yep, that was a good win by Wynyard, being able to lock it down so they can get a throw in.
Good start by Wade Murphy. He's coming towards the interchange and his debut for the Wynyard Cats. Seeing him out here on the grandstand side wing and also in defence. Billy Marshall wins the tap, gets it down to Leafheber, kicks across the body, and a good mark has been paid to Marley Bourne. There's a bit going on there. Oh, Joshy Wolf not happy with the attention that Enoch French had given Marley. And there's a bit of how you going by the boys. 20 metres out directly in front. Oh, bit going on. Cal Kubicki not happy. Marley just lining up for goal. I thought maybe a 50-metre penalty might have been given away. Zeke Pennington in there. Cal Kubicki makes his way through, tries to settle things down.
Let's just hope Marley slots it in.
Also the son of a gun, son of Errol Bourne. Shot on goal.
Looks
He's
good.
pretty happy. That's his first.
Yeah, I think there'll be a bit of feeling into this game, knowing that Josh, it's his first game against Burnie. So, yeah, I'm expecting a bit of feeling.
Marley Bourne also playing against his former side, and that's his first for today. So that will be their fifth goal. So they go to 5-2, 32, Wynyard Cats. They lead Burnie 3-4, 22 to 10 points. I think pretty much sums up the play up until this point at the 24-minute mark, Liv.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, but I think Wynyard have been able to take on their opportunities when they can down forward.
Ball back into the centre now. Marshall versus Elphingston. Wynyard have been the cleaner of the two. Leafheber gets his handball. Bresendale over the top. No, not Bresendale.
It's like Curtis, I think.
Number 22. Sorry, it is Curtis Bresendale?
Oh, no, it looks like Tyler, sorry.
Tyler Bakes it was. Bresendale's on the interchange, so I look down. And Leafheber gets the clearance again. Inside forward 50. Wolf unable to take the mark. Ball gets repelled there through the services of Finn McInnes. Good kick for Reef Shackleton. He's been busy early. He goes short, but doesn't find his target to a leading Geordie Dowling. Chipping it off was Billy Marshall. Marshall now goes wide, looking for Wolf. Good lead, unable to take the mark. Josh Murray, tackled by Jackson, ball to ground. Jackson gets the ball out, looking for Fleming. Is he clean? No, he's not. He's picked up in a tackle and driven into the ground, and the umpire says, give it to me, and that's through the services of Eli French. So just inside the boundary line, we're on the grandstand side, in front of the can bar. I'm planning on going down there a bit later on, Liv. Sure there's plenty going on in the can bar.
I'm sure there would be. It's usually packed out for these types of games.
Stratton unable to take the football. He's been beaten by Leafheber. Getting a kick to the footy there was number 55. That's Kobe Lyons. Stratton over the top of the footy. Falls to ground. Ball rolls over the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in just inside the forward 50 for the Wynyard Cats. They lead by 10 points. 5-2, 32 to Burnie 3-4, 22. Still a little bit slippery, like this morning, underfoot for the players. Stretton falling over. Getting the ball out was Elphingston. French goes inside, looking for Walters. He's on a bit of a run here, steps inside. Oh, Harry does a handball over the back of his head. I'm not sure who to. Oh, he's good enough to get back. Oakley Smith goes onto his left, doesn't hit the target. Griffiths leaves Geordie Dowling and receive the free kick for holding the man. Play on, says the umpire, so advantage given. It goes through Sharman to Leafheber. I reckon he's had it at least a dozen times. Back to Sharman, knocks the ball forward. That was smart. Gets the ball back and goes onto his left boot now. Looks to hit up the former captain in Kibiki, does so, but unfortunately Kibiki's unable to hold the mark. Ball runs astray and for a boundary throw-in. I tell you what, they're moving the footy well, Wynyard.
They are. They've definitely worked on a few things at training. I was there on Thursday night, and they're definitely implementing what they've been doing at training.
Do the Wynyard girls ever train with the men?
We do a few one club trainings throughout the year, but our trainings are on different days. But when we can, we try and get along and support each other as much as we can.
Fantastic. Another boundary throw in, this time around about 15 metres out from the Wynyard goal. We're towards the Lawn Bowls end of the ground. We've just hit the 27-minute mark. It's 32 plays 22, 10 points in arrears of the Dockers of the Cats. Elphinston wins the tap. Running onto the football there was Brasendale. Not Brasendale. Kibiki, unable to pick the ball up cleanly. And that's the siren at the 27.5-minute mark. We see Wynyard 5-2, 32 lead. Burnie Dockers 3-4, 22. Our goal kickers for the Wynyard Cats at the moment, Brandon Howard has been the leading forward with 3. Singles to Kobe Jackson, also to Marley Bourne. For the Burnie Dockers, 2 to the big fella in Geordie Dowling and 1 to Harry Walters. Better players, Liv, and a summary of the first quarter for Wynyard and Burnie.
Yeah, I definitely think I'll do Wynyard first because I know the players a bit more, but I definitely think Tommy stepped up in that last half, as we were speaking about him before. Yeah, I think Billy Marshall has been really strong in the ruck. Having Beau Sharman in the back line running off that half back has been really, really helpful for Wynyard, and I think having him in the side just lifts them up a little bit. Josh's presence in the forward line has been really good. I think it's been a full team effort. They're working as a group, so that's why they're reaping the rewards on the scoreboard. In terms of Burnie, I definitely think, Geordie Dowling's been prominent in the forward line. We've said Ree Shackleton quite a bit. He's been great on his debut. Josh Murray, Finn McInnes, they've all been quite good. I think they're just missing that bit of connection into the forward line.
One that's really not surprised me, but has shown some fantastic initiative and guile, agility, especially up forward, is young Jalen Bryan. So he's been very, very prominent early for the Burnie Dockers. I think Bailey Bogue's been held.
Yeah, he's definitely getting quite a heavy tag there. So if he can break away from that and have a bit of a presence around the ball, I feel that Burnie will lift a bit more. But looking at their list, they're very young, so they've got a lot of development in them, and no doubt they'll get better.
Well, in fact, on that, Angie Lee, who I was talking with three-quarter time in the girls' live stream game, he spoke to me about the age, average age for the Burnie Dockers, and believe it or not, it's 19 years of age.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so they've got 2 players over the age of 35, plus Dill Smith, who's in his mid-30s. So they, the average age of being 19 years, is going to be buoyant for the club moving forward. There's no doubt about it, as long as they're able to keep the players together. So whilst they've got a young group, they're displaying the capacity in order to be able to stick with some more senior teams such as the Wynyard Cats. What would Dan Smith be saying? Looks like we're not going to get Kent. I think Kent's forgotten to come back up again. There he is at the quarter-time huddle.
He'd be a bit invested.
He is heavily invested as Kent. We've offered him the opportunity on a couple of occasions to come up and have a bit of a yarn, but he's forgotten over the course. I even had a chat to him just prior to the game, and he said he'd be up here.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, he, as the president of the footy club, he's very keen on supporting his staff.
Yeah, no, he's great. He loves getting involved with all the groups.
Now, while I think of it, Liv, you've been involved with the footy club now for a fair period of time, and since, in particular, the inception of women and girls football. I just want to ask you about the Wynyard Footy Club's win as being the best club in Australia.
Yeah.
The best football club in Australia. What was that off the back of? And who decided to pop them into the category to win that?
I'm actually not sure who put our name forward, but I'm glad they did because, the club is just amazing. The culture, from our under 12s to our under 17, under 18 boys, and girls, there is such a good club culture. We all get along, we get our seniors to our junior games, we see so many juniors. I think there's about, in front of me here, about 5 to 6 juniors come and support us. So, it's just such a great club to be a part of, and it's amazing. I have no words for it. When we got it, I just thought, wow, it's just showing how great of a club, Wynyard is.
Fantastic. What about the infrastructure here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground? So in recent times, there's been some extra developments in and around this particular precinct. What's it done for the footy club?
Yeah, and it's definitely provided us with a bit more, and I think there is a new development coming in the works. A massive precinct is hopefully going to come apart in the next couple of years, which will combine the cricket club, footy club, netball court. So, there's a lot of things happening at the Wynyard Football Club at the moment. It's very exciting.
Players at representative level, both in the women's and men's. Who are the main players out of Wynyard that have been representing the club at regional and also at state level?
It will definitely Josh Wolf. He's represented the Wynyard Cats on a state level. We've also got a lot of juniors that are as well, Elka Hutton, Emily French, Ebony French, Mary Williams. We have so many young girls in particular that are playing for Tasmania at the moment. It's just really exciting. Yeah, we've got a few girls that have come back, girls that have left, and same with the male program as well. So, it's just growing. And
with the possibility of the Tassie Devils coming to fruition for yourself and also for, I suppose, some of the junior players at the football club, how do you receive that? And do you think that that's going to support football in this neck of Tasmania? Yeah,
I reckon it's going to be amazing. Can't wait for it all to occur.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you with a Tassie Devils jumper on, Liv, and not just the map, but the actual Tassie Devils. As when you get the footy out of the back half there, I'm not quite sure who that was that kicked it. I was going to say Keegan Weller, but it's not. It's number 19, Joshy Whitehouse. It goes to French, though. He looked inboard. He was trying to hit up Wyatt Kenny, but diving on top of that is Captain Courageous there in Sharonego. My hand, back to Whitehouse. Whitehouse now kicks the ball forwards, looking for Wolf, unable to take the mark. Will get in and playing on top of him. That's going to be a good athletic matchup.
Holding the ball.
And deemed to be holding the ball was Leifeber over the top of it.
Yeah, I think he just sat on it a little bit too long and didn't really attempt to get it out. So, fair call.
Fair call. Will Gannon, basketballer with the Burnie Tigers, kicks the ball inside the centre, unable to take the mark, but he's calling for it was Billy Marshall. He reckons he had full purchase on it. Umpire says no. Wyatt Kenny had his hands on it. Ball up will result. Getting the tap down this time was Billy Marshall. Again goes to no one in particular. Ball's wrapped up, and we'll have another ball just forward of the centre for the Wynyard Cats. Marshall takes down the ruck this time. Gets the handball out. Misdirected. French back to Marshall. Marshall out to, I was going to say that would be Egger, but it's not. I think it was Fleming. Fleming gets the kick. It's repelled, though, by Josh Murray. Goes out to Brian. Brian back inboard in the centre square. Finds Harry Walters. Doesn't waste any time. Looks lateral. Finds French. Number 12. So that's Emig. Emig kicks the ball to the far side of the ground. Looking for. Doesn't find O'Halloran. Picking the ball up there for Wynyard was Wade Murphy. They're able to repel. Joshy Wolf, great mark. Contested mark in front. Plays on. Doesn't waste any time. Looking for Howard. Not able to get there. Goes over the back. Howard's got it. Gets the ball back by hand to Cal Kubicki. Snaps on his left. Goes across the face and through for one behind. So Cal Kubicki, that's his first score of the game. It's one behind in the start of the second quarter. Good ball movement there by Wynyard, Liv.
Yeah, Burnie started pretty well though, so I hope they can respond. But that was definitely good. They were able to switch the lanes and get it into forward again.
Brian gets the ball into Bode. Bode now goes towards centre half forward. O'Halloran all on his own. He can play on. Looks to give it off to Reef Shackle. Harry Walters, who takes the mark, decides to stop. and he'll have a set shot. He's on about a 45-degree angle, I'd say around about 30 metres out. So Harry Walters, the senior statesman for the Burnie Dockers, inside the 3rd minute, looking to get their 4th goal on the board. They trail by 11 points currently, 5-3-33 Wynyard. Burnie 3-4-22. Deliberate approach here by Harry Walters. No real wind to speak of. Straight through. But hey, diddle, and that will be Harry Walters' 2nd goal. 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. So they go to 4-4-28. They're in arrears of Wynyard, who are 5-3-33. So showing a strong presence up forward is Harry Walters, no doubt about that. Better ball movement by the Burnie Dockers after the shot on goal there by Cal Kubicki. And I'm going to ask you, Liv, with the change in the last couple of years to the kick-ins, one being you can actually kick it in straight away after the score has, the ball's gone across the score line, the goal line. And secondly, also with the opportunity now to run outside the goal square. Has that sped up the game?
Yeah, definitely it has. It's opened it up as well. You know, teams have to be a bit more accountable, being able to man up really quickly.
Leafheber by hand to Sharman. He goes out further towards Kobe Jackson. Jackson able to take the mark. Pirouettes, comes around onto his right-hand side, looking for Wolf. In front, unable to take the mark. Get in and wraps the footy up, gets the handball out, unable to find the target in Walters. They're able to relieve there, and they go out towards the centre wing position, grandstand side. O'Halloran takes the mark. That's Liam O'Halloran. He looks further afield. Poor kick though. Geordie Dowling. Cutting it off there was Whitehouse. Ball comes back towards Edwards. Griffiths. He goes inside by foot. Unable to
Bit of a basketball move there.
Yeah, it was between the legs. That was French. Eli. And he's going to get the free kick for not having the football when he was wrapped up in a tackle. Goes lateral, the opposite side of the ground, finds Josh Murray under that trusty left foot. Goes further afield, he finds Emig. Emig French now. Centre wing position, scoreboard side, kicks the ball long. No one able to take the mark. Oh, he tries to kick the ball off the ground. Was Wyatt Kenny. Stretton kicks the ball inside and finds... That'll be Jalen Bryan. Jalen Bryan just inside the forward 50 for the win for the Burnie Dockers. That'll be right on his distance. Not really sure whether he can make the distance. However, no wind to speak of. So this kick, if straight, will put them back into the lead by 1 point. So Jalen Bryan being very prominent early. Playing on the wing and also across half forward. Right on 50, kicks inside, but it's to the near side. He draws the football and it's one behind to Jalen Bryan. That's his 2nd score and 2nd behind. So they trail 4-5-29 Burnie. Wynyard Cats 5-3-33 Liv.
Yeah, they've definitely started this quarter off really, really strong, Burnie, so Wynyard need to counter-react on that.
Bo Sharman kicks the ball in and finds his target in Ren Smith. He kicks it further afield. Very deliberate here. Now they're transferring play. They're coming back inside the defensive 50. Back to Griffiths. He goes short. Finds... Is that Fleming?
No, that looks like Mason. Now that's Fleming.
Hodgetts. Yeah, now we go to Fleming. Fleming back to Hodgetts. Breaks the tackle. Goes on to that beautiful left foot. Kicks the ball towards a rampaging Howard. He gets the handball further afield. That's a good handball. Out wide. Kick though. Looking for Kubicki. He's able to turn his player inside out. Goes onto that trusty left. 10 metres out in front of goal. A Wolf unable to bring the ball down. Ball goes towards...
Oh, well done, Sharon.
Sharon Egger.
He does that so well.
He does. He's able to duck underneath the tackle. He received the free kick. He's directly in front, about 15 metres out from the Wynyard goal, kicking towards the table, Cape End. And the captain, the co-captain, will take the opportunity to have a set shot and extend the lead for Wynyard, who are currently up by 4 points in the 50-metre penalty. Someone's obviously said something to the umpire, and this is a certainty now for Sharon Egger. So a lack of discipline there for the Burnie Dockers, and Egger will now put his first on the board, and it'll be the first of the second quarter for the Wynyard Cats. So they move to 6-3-39. Burnie 4-5, 29, 10-point differential, Liv.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's going back and forth, but yeah, I think it's a game of opportunity. If it's in your forward line and you can kick a goal, I think that's who's going to win the game at the end of the day, whoever takes the most opportunity in front of goal.
Absolutely. Discipline also is going to become a part of this at the moment, and at the moment Wynyard are getting the better of the Burnie Dockers. One through Bailey Bogue, and now a secondary through someone else down in the back line there, not happy with the decision made by the umpire. Stretton able to get the ball through to Nicky Walters, goes inside, has a great kick, good lead. Tyson Jenkins, the young man from Marist Regional College, 17-year-old. That suggests it might be just outside his distance here, right on the 40-metre arc. Goes towards goal. It's not a bad effort, but it's going towards the right-hand side. And one behind for Tyson Jenkins. So 9 points of difference, 4-6-30 Burnie, 6-3-39 Wynyard. Griffiths by hand.
Oh, I'm not sure about that kick.
Was that Tyler Bakes?
Yeah.
Bakes.
Right idea, just didn't execute it.
Chopped off by Burkery, goes inside looking for, unfortunately not able to find the player there in Kenny for Burnie Dockers. Ball goes out of bounds, grandstand side, inside the 40-metre arc for the Burnie Dockers. 39 plays 30 when your Cats up by 9 points. We've played 9 minutes into the second quarter. This is a fantastic contest. Marshall wins the ruck. Ooh, wrapped up there in a tackle. I think that might be Edwards.
Yep.
And umpire says, give the ball back to me, and we will have a ball up this time where the boundary throw-in was. Billy Marshall hammers the ball forward. Shackleton able to be clean. Walters tries to dive on top of the football. He gets it out, takes on the play, could be caught for holding the football. No, umpire says, give it to me. Outside the 40-metre arc for the Burnie Dockers. Still grandstand side of the ground. Marshall. Ball repels, comes back to him. He gives it off to Sharman. She just shows some poise to Bo Sharman. By hand to Leafhever. Goes shorter to Murphy. He stood still, needed to hit up at the football. And that's a great defensive effort there. Is that young McInnes?
Yep. Yeah, good effort. Wynyard were out there. So it was good that Finn left his player. Had to spoil it.
Great desperation. Grandstand side of the ground. Elverson gets the tap. Marshall O'Rose, Elphinston's work. Gets a long handball out towards Jackson. Jackson goes back to Murphy. Murphy, hold your feet, son. He does. Goes round the player in Oakley Smith. Jumps onto his left boot. He kicks not to the advantage of his teammate there, and Wolf does an excellent effort in being able to retrieve the football. Ball's inside forward 50 now for Wynyard, but we will have a ball up. Good effort there defensive effort there by number 50 for Burnie, and that's young Zeke Pennington being able to hold the football up. Half forward for Wynyard Cats, trying to get the ball down. There was Marley Bourne. He's going to receive a free kick. No, free kick going the opposite direction. No, it's going to Marley Bourne. Elphinston wasn't sure, a little bit confused. Running past, looking for the handball was Bo Sharman. Marley not aware of that, and not aware of Kobe Jackson is still sitting in the pocket by himself.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going to have a shot on goal. What are his chances?
Oh, it's a 50-metre again. Bit of undiscipline from Burnie.
I think that might be Bailey Bogue. So that's 2 he's given away.
Yeah, he's definitely getting it.
This is a certainty now for Marley Bourne.
I think they're getting a bit under Bailey's skin a little bit. Probably giving away a few too many free kicks. Not good for Burnie. Probably need to reset now at half-time. That will definitely be something that they'll be talking about.
Absolutely. Discipline will definitely be on the agenda for Andy Lee at half-time. They go out to a 15-point advantage now. 7 goals, 3-45 to Burnie's 4-6-30. So 10 scoring shots apiece, but the Wynyard team have obviously been better with regards to their accountability when it comes to hitting the scoreboard. Nonetheless, 250 metres makes all the difference, doesn't it? Discipline.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Elphinston wins the ruck against Marshall. Ball comes out the French. Handball to Bogue. Bogue from one step. Inside forward 50. Charging the football was Dowling. Overruns the footy. Griffith now unable to pick it up. I thought he might have been able to get the free kick with the player running straight into his shoulder. That's Burkery. But the umpire says no, we'll have a ball up. Deep inside the forward 50 for the Burnie Dockers. Scoreboard side of the ground, just towards the lawn bowl centre. Ball tapped towards Griffith. He gets a handball. Shows great poise. Keegan. Well,
no.
Whitehouse. And it's mark was taken there by Reeve Shackleton. Off one step from 40 metres. Goes bang.
We just talked about how taking your opportunities in front of goal is going to be important, and definitely Burnie were able to do that just then.
7-3, 45 Wynyard Cats. Burnie snag one back, 5-6, 36. So it's 9 points again. And it's just that errant kick there by Joshy Whitehouse. Just threw it on the boot, didn't really look, and went straight through to Reeve Shackleton, who's now playing on the ball. Geez, I tell you what, he's similar to his father.
He's playing good footy at the moment. They're going to have to be pretty accountable of him, Wynyard.
Laid in for the captain, co-captain, and Dylan Smith is Reeve Shackleton. And it's been a great inclusion into the side. Young French's been pulled up in a tackle. And by Sharon Egger, so that's Emig. And we'll get another ball up. Marshall knocks the ball forward towards centre forward. Kubicki gets the hands, unable to get it cleanly to Lyons. Wolf gets the ball back to Marshall, kicks inside 450. Jackson unable to take the mark. Inside forward 50, Brandon Howard. Good agility at ground level. Knocks the ball forward, but it's deemed to be
surprised that wasn't all
incorrect disposal. And then Bailey Bogue tries to get his kick away. It's picked off by Sharon Egger. Back out to Marley Bourne. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Joshy Wolf from behind. Yes! Oh, no, not quite. Ball goes to ground. McInnes looks forward. He's able to hit Reeve Shackleton. And that's deemed to be over the shoulder, according to the umpire. Joshy Whitehouse, Reeve Shackleton didn't like that particular attention. He plays on across half back. Centre wing position now. Looking for Dowling, but a good mark is taken there by the stalwart 200-game player in K.A. Griffiths. Goes inboard towards Egger. Egger towards Kubicki. Ball knocked forward by Pennington. They're able to repel. And that's French inside forward 50. And a strong mark has been taken under a bit of pressure by Harry Walters. And he will have a shot on goal. Walters at the moment is showing a bit of a lone hand up forward for the Burnie Dockers in the second quarter.
Yeah, it was a bit of an unlucky play for Wynyard. They probably could have switched it again, but they went down the line and, Cow on a one-on-one and didn't win it, so they got a shot on goal.
2 goals, 2 so far. Lays back on it. He's pretty happy with it. That's his second for the quarter, so it's 3 goals, 2 to Harry Walters. We've just hit the 16-minute mark of the quarter, so they go to 6 goals, 6, 42. 4 points in arrears of the Wynyard Cats, 7-3, 46. Good transition there by the Burnie Dockers, Liv.
Yeah, I mentioned before Sharon had the ball down in the middle. He probably could have switched it again to get it out wide, but saw Cal on a one-on-one, and when you see Cal on a one-on-one, you kind of back him in. But, pretty unlucky with that. But Burnie were able to reap the reward for it. Yeah,
good defensive pressure and reading of the play there by a young player from Burnie, that being Zeke Pennington with a fist over the top of Cal Kubicki, causing the opportunity for that goal. Bailey Bogue manhandled, doesn't get the free kick, and then a great tackle laid by Billy Sharman, was it?
Yeah, he's playing really good at the moment. Seems to be all over the ruck, taps over Elphingston.
Knocks that ball forward, does Billy Sharman. Jackson versus Bogue. Leafheber, 360 degree, but he's able to get the ball away. Unable to take the ball cleanly was Mackay Patterson, but the ball comes out to Hodgetts, I think, who kicks the ball inside forward 50, but a good mark there taken by Reeve Shackleton. He's been a great inclusion.
Yeah, we're saying his name quite a bit.
He looks for Wyatt Kenny, unable to take the mark. Brasnell hot on his heels. Ball comes out to Leafheber. Kicked in by Marley Bourne. It's a bit up and under. Over the back, Pennington able to take the mark. Great smother there by the Burnie Dockers. And I think that might have been O'Halloran. A saved a certain goal. A shot on goal by Wynyard, and it goes through for one behind. Who was that?
Who just kicked it? That was Brandon Howard.
Brandon Howard. So that another point for the Wynyard Cats. So they go to 7-4. Plays Burnie's 6 goals, 6. So 5 points of differential at the moment. Sorry, 4 points of differential. Bogue. Back out to O'Halloran. Goes across the ground, looking for Emig French. Fleming. Chases him down. Ren Smith, geez, he showed some speed there to Ren Smith. Gets the handball back in. Unfortunately, he's got no one to go give it to. Fleming gets over to support Smith. Great second endeavour. Good kick. Kicks the ball forward. Repelling, though, across half-back, as he always does, as Josh Murray gets the handball. Receives it back. Goes on that trusty left. Is he going to hit his target? Usually does. And that's French. Plays on. Comes in board. Oh, it's a poor kick. Kalkabicki not clean with his hands. Wrapped up in a tackle. He's able to get it out towards Billy Marshall. He passes it by hand. Over to Fleming. Back out to Smith.
Billy wants it.
And then goes to Billy Sharman, who moved forward. Hodgetts kicks inside, forward 50. No one able to take the mark. O'Halloran. This out comes out by hand to Stretton. Got some poise, the young lad. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Taking the mark is Berkery. Looks inboard. Tries to hit up and find Jalen Bryan. Wheels around onto the right foot, but it's across the face. Sent through for one behind.
I see a lot of Wynyard players with their hands on their hips. I think it's getting to that end of the quarter, looking a bit tired.
Well, just hit the 18.5-minute mark. And Bryan, that's his third behind for the game. Needs to make the most of his opportunities. Ball in the hands. It's sent half back to Tyler Bakes. He goes across the field and finds Sharon Egger. Ooh. Bo Sharman. Back to Egger. Not clean with his hands. Going to be wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says, give it to me. Right in front of the wet area. Bit of noise being made. Umpire with probably a smart decision in front of the wet area there, Liv.
Definitely a great decision.
Bogue unable to take the football. Billy Sharman picks it up. Kicks the ball forward. Stretton wrapped up in a tackle. That's holding the football. Incorrect disposal. Kobe Jackson. They play on through the services of Egger. Goes towards Wolf. Unable to take the mark. Ball's knocked forward by Kobe Lyons. And it goes over the boundary line. We're on the grandstand side of the ground. Heading towards the Table Cape End. Around about 15 metres out from the Wynyard goal. Kobe Lyons. Smart little player. Look to take advantage of the tap here. Elphinstone gets it down. Trying to clear it to Burnie. They do through the services of Murray, and then the clean hands and beautiful kick.
Oh, no, they're out
That's a grass cutter.
Oh,
Didn't see him. Gives it to Walters. Walters to Geordie Dowling. Hitting up. But they had the opportunity over the back, didn't they, Liv?
Yeah, there was that option there, but it worked out anyway.
All grass. So it's 7-4, 46. Wynyard Cats at the 21-minute mark, leading Burnie 5-7-43. 3 points the difference. Geordie Dowling with that unmistakable approach. Lines it up a bit like Sam Darcy for the Western Bulldogs. Kicks from 40 metres. He's shot on goal. I don't think he's real happy with it. And it's out of bounds on the full, going right across the face and out of bounds on the full. So that's a bit disappointing for Geordie.
Yeah, definitely. Got to take those opportunities when they're there, but you never know what could happen.
Sharman goes across the goal face. Is that Whitehouse?
Yes, he's in. Oh, no, that's Tyler Bakes.
Tyler Bakes.
Yep.
Tyler Bakes goes out further, and Curtis Brasendale taking the mark on the far side of the ground across half back towards the boundary line, scoreboard side. Decides to play on by hands. Clay Griffiths, 201 games. Kicks the ball down the line. That's smart defensive play there by the Wynyard Cats, making sure that they take some ground and they can reset now with a boundary throw in. And boundary umpire coming in. Needs to come in about 10 or 15 metres. Good to see the young gentleman.
He's doing a great job.
He is doing a great job. It's a good boundary throw in, I must admit.
Yeah. Got a bit of height to it.
Absolutely. We'll be getting tired. The back end of the quarter, we're hitting the 22-minute mark. It's 3 points the difference. 7-4 plays 5-7. Wynyard Cats in the lead. Ball gets kicked inside forward 50s towards Marley Bourne. Now runs over the boundary line in front of him. And we're going to get a boundary throw in. Right on his tail is McInnes. From McInnes. Getting some support there through Josh Murray. Murray just says, how you going there, Marley? And boundary umpire gets the football with some help from some of the patrons on the outer side there, Liv.
Yep.
Brings it in. And good throw in. Elphinston gets the tap to French. Wheels around onto his left. Scoreboard side, centre wing. Ball is repelled over the boundary line by Clay Griffiths for the Wynyard Cats. 7-4 plays 5-7. Wynyard in the lead by 3 points. 46 plays 43. Elphinston v Marshall. And a terrific battle between the two ruckmen. Smith wraps up the Wynyard player in a tackle. And we'll get another ball up. No one able to clear the football from the ruck contest. And looks like we're going to get a third one in as many seconds. So 23 minutes down, Liv. 7-4 plays 5-7.
Yes, stoppage after stoppage, I would assume Wynyard will be doing.
Dives on top of the football. And he's going to get the free kick. Is the Burnie play? Umpire's gone Burnie, and then the umpire's gone Wynyard. So is it going to Egger?
I think it might be going to Egger. I think he put his head over it and probably kicking in danger potentially.
Brings the ball back in towards the centre. Mark taken by Bo Sharman. He's got a beautiful left foot kick. He's looking for some lead. Wolf.
Oh, he's all on his own, Billy. Oh.
Billy Sharman unable to take the mark. Showing some dash is Jack O'Halloran. Ball goes. Oh, Wyatt Kenny gets up over the top. Plays on. Kicks inside forward 50. Overrunning the football though is O'Halloran. Ball comes out the back. Griffiths finds Cal Kubicki, centre half back, true position. What a mark there by Wyatt Kenny.
It was a great mark.
Sat on the shoulders of his counterpart. Decide to go back. Weller. Bakes.
Curtis out wide. Yep, they're going to go that way.
Brasendale. Front of the interchange. Leaf Heber. Good to see Tommy back.
Yeah, he's always been a Wynyard local, so it's great to see him back in Wynyard colours, and he's definitely been a great presence in our midfield.
He had a great first quarter, been a bit quiet in the second quarter. Logan Elphinston has taken the mark. Josh Wolf differs here. He thinks the ball hit the ground. Elphinston's going backwards. They're transferring play now. McInnes over to trusty left foot in Josh Murray. Out towards Stretton. Good kick. Great transfer of play. Might be Eli French has got the football.
Time may be of the essence here. They might need to get it into their forward 50.
Inside to his brother. Oh, it takes on the player.
Oh, no.
Bit of razzle-dazzle. Steps in and around him. Towards the top of the goal square. But taking the mark was Drodds. Cameron Drodds. I don't know much about Cameron.
He's young. He's still very young, and he's been amazing in the backline for Wynyard. Yeah, he's come from under 18s. So, yeah, great player.
Great mark. Standing on the shoulders of men was Sharon Egger. He says, that's how you do it, lads. Kicks it further afield. And it looks like they're playing for time here, Liv.
Yeah, I think that's a smart decision. They need to slow it down, get it back on their terms. They don't need to rush anything.
Hodgetts.
Oh.
Bourne kicks the footy inside. You hear the motorbike in the background. Repelling there is Burnie. Chain of handballs comes to Stretton.
You're going to have to get a tackle here. Well done.
Shackleton wrapped up in a tackle. Oh, it's actually Walters. Well done by Wynyard. Good defensive pressure. Sharma gets the kick, but it's marked by Elphinston across half back. And it's 7-4-46. The Wynyard Cats at half time lead the Burnie Dockers 5-7-43. Our goal kick scorers for the Wynyard Cats. Brandon Howard still leads with 3, all in the first quarter. 2 goals to Marley Bourne, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. And a goal apiece to Kobe Jackson and Sharon Egger, first and second quarter respectively. For the Burnie men, we can see Harry Walters with 3, 1 in the first and 2 in the second, and 2 to Geordie Dowling up front in the first quarter, along with Reef Shackleton also kicking 1 in the second quarter. So the score at half-time, we see Burnie 5-7-43, 3 points in arrears of Wynyard 7-4-46. For a quick summary of the better players for both Wynyard and Burnie, Olivia Smith.
I think for Burnie, they definitely stepped up in that last quarter. Bailey Bogue he got away from his opponent quite a bit and was able to get his hands on the ball, and I think that, probably projected their attack on the ball. I think Jack O'Halloran was a bit more quiet in that quarter, but he's been really prominent, strong marks. Both the Frenches have been quite good. Harry Walters. Those players have been quite prominent for them in that last quarter. And I think for Wynyard, Tommy Leafer stepped up, Bo Sharman, Mason Hodgetts, Fleming out there wide, Egger, he's been good putting his head over the ball. I think, it's a bit hard to pick your best players. Everyone's kind of doing their role, but it's a bit of ping-pong footy at the moment.
Absolutely there is. No doubt we've got the close one here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. Just before we go towards the half-time break, Liv, what will Dan Smith be saying to his Chargers?
I think just play our brand of football. We probably went into Burnie's hands a little bit. But just focus on our brand of football, taking it out wide, make Burnie run. I think Wynyard play really well when they get that overlap handball and they're able to run. In that last probably 5 minutes, they probably should have slowed the game down, kept it on their terms, but they played on a little bit. So, and Burnie were able to nearly have a shot on goal. So I think just play their brand of football. They don't have to go at a million miles per hour. They can slow it down, they can switch it, change lanes. And it's really important on this ground in particular to change lanes and make the ground big so that, players keep accountable.
And on the flip side of the coin, what would Andy Lee be saying to the Burnie Dockers?
I think it'll be pretty positive with Burnie. They had a really good quarter. I think it'll all be positive in their change rooms, and I think they'll be working on that attack on the ball. I think Burnie probably were attacking the ball a lot more than Wynyard in that quarter. But, they did really well.
Magic, thanks, Liv. And so the score at half-time, 7-4-46, Wynyard Cats lead Burnie 5-7-43. We've got the close one here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. We'll go to a break and we will see you for the start of the second half in around about 15 minutes' time. Looking for Howard, not able to get there. Goes over the back. Howard's got it, gets the ball back by hand to Cal Kubicki, snaps on his left, goes across the face and through for one behind. So Cal Kubicki now goes towards centre half forward. O'Halloran all on his own. He can play on. Looks to give it off to Reef Shackle. Harry Walters, who takes 11 points currently, 5-3-33 Wynyard. Burnie 3-4-22. Deliberate approach here by Harry Walters. No real wind to speak of. Straight through. But hey, diddle. And that, no one able to take the mark. Oh, he tries to kick the ball off the ground. Was Wyatt Kenny. Stretton kicks the ball inside and finds. Playing on the wing and also across half forward. Right on 50. Kicks inside. But it's to the near side. He draws the football and it's one behind. For Kubicki, he's able to turn his player inside out, goes onto that trusty left. 10 metres out in front of goal. A Wolf unable to bring the ball down. Ball goes towards...
Oh, well done, Sharon.
Sharon Egger.
He does that so...
Said something to the umpire. And this is a certainty now for Sharon Egger. So a lack of discipline there for the Burnie Dockers. And Egger will now put his first on the board. And it'll be the first of the second quarter with the decision made by the umpire. Stretton able to get the ball through to Nicky Walters. Goes inside, has a great kick, good lead. Tyson Jenkins, the young man from Murray Street. Let's suggest it might be just outside his distance here, right on the 40-metre arc. Goes towards goals. Not a bad effort, but it's going towards the right-hand side. And ball up. Good effort there defensive effort there by number 50 for Burnie, and that's young Zeke Pennington being able to hold the football up. Half forward for Wynyard Cats, trying to get the ball down. There was Marley Bourne. He's going to receive a free kick. No, free kick going the opposite direction. No, it's going to Marley Bourne. Elphingston wasn't sure. A little bit confused. He looks like he's going to have a shot on goal. What are his chances?
Oh, it's a 50-metre again. bit of undiscipline from Burnie.
I think that might be Bailey Bogue. So that's 2 he's given away.
Yeah, he's definitely getting it.
And this is a certainty now for Marley Bourne.
I think they're getting a bit under Bailey's skin a little bit. Probably giving away a few too many free kicks.
Deep inside the forward 50 for the Burnie Dockers. Scoreboard side of the ground, just towards the lawn bowl centre. Ball tapped towards Griffith. He gets a handball. Shows great poise. Keegan. Well,
no.
Whitehouse. And it's mark was taken there by Reeve Shackleton off one step from 40 metres forward by Pennington. They're able to repel. And that's French inside forward 50, and a strong mark has been taken.
Just switched it again, but they went down the line, and Cow on a 1-on-1 and didn't win it, so they got a shot on goal.
2 goals, 2 so far. Lays back on it. He's pretty happy with it. That's his second for the quarter, so it's 3 goals, 2. Ball comes out to Lefebvre. Kicked in by Marley Bourne. It's a bit up and under. Over the back, Pennington able to take the mark. Great smother there by the Burnie Dockers. And I think that might have been O'Halloran. Saved a certain goal. This out comes out by hand to Stretton. Got some poise, the young lad. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Taking the mark is Perkery. Looks inboard. Tries to hit up and find Jalen Bryan. Wheels around onto the right foot, but it's across the face. Send through for one behind. Welcome back here to the Wynyard Recreation Ground where the Wynyard Cats 7-4-46 lead Burnie 5-7-43, 3 points the differential at half time. Burnie will be kicking towards the northern end of the ground towards the Table Cape. That's to the left of screen, and Wynyard will be kicking to the right of screen to the Lawn Bowls or Town End. We've got the close one here at Wynyard, and Dockers looking to consolidate their win from earlier in the season against Wynyard at West Park. They're going to have to do it from behind. Only 3 points the differential though. Stretton tries to clear the football. Runs in, got run into by his own teammate. That's McInnes. Actually, Nicky Walters. And Nicky Walters gives the football back to the umpire. Great tackle there by Logan Elphinston, and it's deemed to be over the shoulder. I reckon that's just a height differential, and the free kick will be given to Sharon Egger. And as Olivia Smith joins me back in the commentary position, so Sharon Egger dives underneath, goes to take on Logan Elphinston, gets his kick away, then bumped by Logan Elphinston. Ball inside forward 50 for Wynyard. Bow to Stretton. Stretton's handball to no one in particular, and Wynyard are able to defend it through the services of Fleming, and ball runs out of bound on the boundary inside their forward 50. Deep inside, grandstand side of the ground. Elphinston against Wolf. Elphinston gets it. Handball to Nicky Walters. Kick towards centre half forward. Scrappy affair. Reef Shackleton, strong in the contest, gets the handball out, goes to Fleming. Harry Walters wraps up Sharon Egger, I think, in the tackle. He does indeed, and the umpire says, give it to me. We'll have a ball up just inside the centre square. Centre half forward for the Wynyard Cats. Bode wrapped up in a tackle after getting the tap from Logan Elphinston.
Looks like Curtis has gone back to Bailey.
Certainly has. Walters, Stretton. Stretton by foot now towards half forward, but standing in the path was Clay Griffiths. Too smart there for Ethan Berkery. Plays on, kicks the ball back towards Brandon Howard, and over the back, taking a very astute mark, was Sharon Egger. Plays on. You can see a player further afield. Guess who that is, Liv? Bo Sharman. So Bo Sharman will have a shot on goal.
Hope he gets it.
Wily veteran and coach.
Left foot.
On the wrong side for a left footer, to be honest.
It's going to be interesting.
No wind to speak of. Sharon Egger comes for a rest. And looks like Edwards will replace him.
Looks
he kicks
good.
the goal. And so he takes them out to a 9-point lead. And that's his first for the day, Bo Sharman. And it's the first of the third quarter. They go 8-4-52, leading Burnie 5-7-43. Smart play by the Wynyard Cats, Liv.
I think he's liking that, walking all the way back to the back line. Yeah, no, really good play. Well done, Bo.
Just smart with the way in which he uses his capacity as a footballer to make sure that he's in the right position at the right time. He's not the fastest. He's not the most agile. He just positions himself. Reminds me a lot of Sam Mitchell when we talk about players that didn't have or possess a lot of athleticism. Bo gets the handball from Walters, kicks inside forward 50. No one's able to take the mark. Nonetheless, it's in a dangerous spot here for the Wynyard Cats, having a shot on goal, and missing though was White Kenny. In fact, it just sneaks in for one behind. So first of the scores for Burnie in the second half.
Oh, good body position from Rand.
Ren Smith runs onto the football, handballs the ball to Keegan Weller, has a shot on goal from 40 metres. Is he able to make the most of it? No, it goes across the face, and Weller there. Unfortunately.
Wynyard is showing a lot more intensity this quarter. They're really hungry for it, getting the handball on the outside. It's good to see.
They're out rather early too, Liv. I was really surprised by that. Burnie came out as per requirement. But when you got out early, Leafheber jumps in over the top of Sharman, stops the ball from going out of bounds, gets it back inboard to Marley Bourne, kicks at the top of the goal square. Handball by Kubicki around the corner. There it goes to Joshy Wolf.
You'd love that.
Be pretty happy, Joshy Wolf. So well done to Josh Wolf. That's his first for the day. It's a second for Wynyard in the third quarter. They go extending the lead now out to 9 goals, 5-59, and 15 points in arrears are Burnie Dockers, 5-8-44. Good play by the Wynyard Cats. Ren Smith coming off, being replaced by Kobe Jackson, and running with him is Mackay Patterson. Ball will go back to the centre square. Got a bit of a run on here, Wynyard, similar to the start of the game, to be honest.
Yep, they're looking good. Hopefully they can keep that up for the whole quarter.
Interesting setup by both Billy Marshall and Logan Elphinston in the centre square bounce. They both jump. Walters gets the handball out, releases wide to Stretton. Stretton kicks that over the top of Jalen Bryan, has been a bit quiet at the start of this third quarter. Trying to pick the ball up, unfortunately runs over the top of it. Here's young O'Halloran. Comes out towards Bo Sharman.
Great kick.
Yeah, good kick. Finds Griffiths. He goes, runs around onto that right boot. And guess who he finds? Bo Sharman. Smart. Just too wily. The veteran. Great kick. Blade cutter to Brandon Howard. Top of the 40-metre arc. Plays on. Shot on goal. Across the face. So much so that's out of bounds on the full. That's a second for the big fella throughout the course of today's proceedings. And kicking the ball in won't be Josh Murray. A bit hard to... Will Ganninan. So Will Ganninan kicks the ball long scoreboard side, looking for and finding Nicky Walters.
Good kick.
Great kick. Good use of the football. Jalen Bryan hit him up inside centre square. Back out towards the boundary. I'm not really sure what he was doing there.
Free kick every day.
Every day of the week. And away they go. They rebound really quickly. Brandon Howard's got the football now. Scoreboard wing. Wheels around onto his right. Kicks inside. Hesitates to Bo Sharman. Ganninan. Repels from half back, but just kicks to no one in particular. Taking the mark. I think that's Hodgetts.
Yep.
Kicks inside, forward 50. Wolf is the target. Unable to take the mark. Knocks the ball forward. Receives it again. And has a shot on goal.
No.
It's kicked across the face.
So
that's
close.
a bad miss. That could come back to Roo. Unfortunately for Wolf. So that's his second behind.
Wynyard is setting up really well defensively here. They're really blocking Burnie's run.
So they've got the press on to Wynyard. Walters tries to take the mark, and he was impinged upon by Keaton Edwards, and he'll get the free kick. That's Nicky Walters. He goes short, finds Bryan. Bryan by hand gets the ball over towards Bogue. Bogue further afield. And they kick it inside. French does towards Logan Elphinston. Unfortunately, it's a poor kick. And so the ball went to ground. They're trying to repel here as Wynyard under a little bit of pressure. A free kick, though, is going to be given to, I think, is
Mason Hodgetts.
It is Mason Hodgetts. And he wheels around on that trusty left boot. Kick, though.
Great mark.
Good mark by Tommy Leafheber. Was just. They go inside. Edwards and finds Lyons. So Kobe Lyons with that left boot looking for, but it goes over the top of Joshy Wolf. Running through the back there is O'Halloran. He kicks the footy out wide, but again, just a space, and it's cut off there by Mason Hodgetts. They're repelling everything the Burnie's throwing at them at the moment. Wynyard.
Yeah, Wynyard is setting up really well defensively. I think Mason, that's his probably third rebound 50.
And Marley Bourne kicks towards a leading Josh Wolf over the top, unable to take the mark. Butters up, though, through Kubicki. Has a shot on goal around his right shoulder, but it's to the near side, and it's one behind. So Cal Kubicki, that's his second behind. So it's 9-7-61, the Wynyard Cats. Burnie, 5-8-44. Actually, 6-8-44. Murray, Stretton, right in front of the wet area. Stretton's a name that's synonymous with Wynyard. A lot of Strettons have come through Wynyard over the journey. Stretton steps inside Keaton Edwards, goes long, down the wing. No one really to kick to. Marley Bourne, great double fist. Gets the ball towards the boundary line. O'Halloran was just pushed off the footy. Way too easy there. And a boundary throw-in will result as Josh Whitehouse goes across the boundary line. Lots of changes going on. Bourne coming off. Smith coming on. Jenkins waiting to come on.
And they're really trying to stop Burnie. They're trying to stop Bailey Bogue. Bit of a tussle.
Yeah, free kick given to Logan Elvingston in the ruck. He goes inboard. Only just gets the handball away is Mackay Patterson. And it's come off for Burnie through the services of McInnes. And taking the mark there right on the 40-metre arc is Jalen Bryan. I'd say it's just outside his distance, Liv. Nonetheless, he's starting to come into the game here in the third quarter. First 4 or 5 minutes, he was very quiet. He had a great first half. They need him now to peg one back.
Yeah, if Burnie get this, I think watching the momentum, Wynyard will have to respond.
Very deliberate in his approach. He'll be kicking from outside 40. He's got the distance. Has he got the accuracy?
Looks like it.
Certainly does. That's his first for the day. He's kicked 1 goal, 3. So they move to 7-8-50, 11 points in arrears of the Wynyard Cats, 9-7-61.
Yeah, really, really good start from both teams, actually. I think, it was going back and forth, and Wynyard were able to be on top in that first 10 minutes, but now Burnie are really responding, and hopefully, they might get momentum from this.
Liv, can you tell me, the goal kick has just come off. I don't quite understand it. If someone's on fire,
yeah.
why do the rotations happen like that?
I don't know. I still question it as well. When someone's on, they're on. You want to keep them on the ground. But, yeah, I think that's just what they do. They do their rotations.
Ball kicked out by Logan Elvingston out of the centre square towards French. He kicks inside, forward 50. Unfortunately, they're unable to take the mark, Burnie. Ball's repelled by Wynyard. And it's on centre wing in front of the grandstand. Jackson applying some pressure, able to rip the ball out, kicks the ball inside forward 50. Howard after the football, but at the boundary line's going to beat him, and it runs out of bounds just in front of the behind post for the Wynyard Cats.
I found it amazing how much they rotate throughout a game. It's insane.
Yeah, do they do that in the women's as much?
No, it doesn't happen as much as the men, but we're trying. We're getting there.
I noticed you guys were a bit down on the interchanges as opposed to Burnie today.
Yeah, definitely. We were a bit low on numbers. A lot of school holidays, so we have a lot of our young teammates out. Oh,
Lyons has a shot on goals, marked by Wolf, but it was deemed a push in the back by the umpire, and the free kick will go to not Harry Walters, it's Will Ganinen. So he kicks the footy up towards French. Emig gets the hand out to Pennington. Pennington, long, Berkery, good contest, gets the ball wide. French, Eli, kicks the ball inside 450 to Geordie Dowling. By hand to Stratton, takes on 1 tackle, 2 tackles, gets the handball back out.
Pressure.
French runs onto him, and he's wrapped up by 2 Wynyard players, one of them being Marley Bourne, the other being Clay Griffiths. And we'll have a ball up about 30 metres out from the Burnie Dockers goal. Elphingston with a kick out of the ruck. Unable to take the ball cleanly was Harry Walters. Jenkins kicked out there by Wynyard though. And that's a good clearing kick. Kabicki by hand, smart. Looking for, finding Leafheber. Back inboard. Now through the centre of the ground. Noah Fleming, the captain. That's a poor kick. It was to the advantage of Josh Wolf, but he was unable to take it cleanly. By hands, they repel. Stratton now. Out to Walters. Smith.
Pressure.
Good tackle. Applied by Leafheber, but he's able to get his kick away. Tyson Jenkins now goes by hand to Stratton. Stratton has a shot on goal. It's a flying kick, but it's to the near side. And it goes through for 1 behind. So
credit to Wynyard, their pressure. They're making Burnie second guess their kicking and handballing. So they were very lucky with that one, but pressure is on.
Not only is it applied pressure, but then it becomes the perception that there's more pressure on them than they think that there normally would be. Mason Hodgetts, good kick. Ren Smith takes the mark.
Up forward now.
Yes, indeed. You happy with that?
Oh, he plays well. I think he plays well anywhere, but yeah, I think they put him where they need him in the moment.
Looks for Jackson. Doesn't quite, not unable to take the mark. He comes back in boards and finds Keaton Edwards. Oh, no, ball's knocked away from him according to the umpire. Wet area, not happy with that. Bogue, Stretton, by hand, out to Walters, now to French. French goes further afield towards centre wing, finds O'Halloran. O'Halloran kicks the ball long, looking for Geordie Dowling. It's a 2-on-1. Makes the contest. Perkery follows up. Oh, come on, Ethan, you need to be clean. He's not. Geordie follows back up, picks the ball up. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Mason Hodgett's been one of them. And also Keegan Weller. So we're going to get a ball up just outside the forward 50. Half forward for the Burnie Dockers, northern end of the ground towards Taple Cape. Grandstand side. Good tap there by Marley Bourne. Pretty mobile in the ruck.
Yeah, bit of an addition there.
Certainly is. O'Halloran has a snap on goal and it's rushed through. It's hit the point post and it will be
A
throw-in. Yes. So boundary throw-in to the advantage of the Burnie Dockers inside the forward 50. Grabs out of the ruck to the big fella Elphingston. Ball goes off the boot, straight up and down. Good services there by the Wynyard players. Out to Sharman to a running Leafheber. We're in the centre square now. He decides to zigzag, switch. Goes wide, switches the ball, as Liv just mentioned, to Smith. Smith looks for and finds Kabicki. Great ball movements.
Wynyard were out. They just kept going. You could see them. They were surging. They were running. Yeah, it's a bit hard to defend that.
Certainly is. And Cal Kubicki will have a shot now around about 30-degree angle. 25 metres out. On the wrong side, though, for a left footer, Liv. What are his chances? I know he draws the football.
Yeah, he's a good player, so he'll stand up. I reckon he's got it. I'm going to back him in.
Going to back him in?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. He has a shot. And
jinxed him.
To the near side. Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
And that's his second behind for the quarter. He's kicked 3 behinds, Cal. Hasn't hit the scoreboard with a major as yet. Ball's out. Sharon Egger gets the handball. Cross half forward to Lyons. Lyons. Oh, it falls in the hands of Ren Smith. He gives it off to Brandon Howard, who kicks it across the face and out of bounds on the full. Oh, they could have. They could have made Burnie pay there, but they haven't. As Bo Sharman comes off the ground, and it'll be a Burnie kick in. Half-time scores in the other NWFL games. At the moment, it's East Devonport trailing Devonport. East Devonport 1 goal, 6 straight. Devonport 15-17, 107. Latrobe 3-6-24 in arrears of Ulverston 9-9-63. And Circular Head, they are leading the Penguin Football Club 7-2-44. Penguin 4-11-35. Bit of a resurgence by the Circular Head Saints Live as the footy goes inside forward 50 for the Wynyard Cats, and then we're going to have another boundary throwing scoreboard side of the ground. Yeah, Circular Head Saints, a bit of a resurgence down this neck of the woods, isn't it?
I know, they're doing really well. Obviously they got the draw against us, so yeah, they're a quality side, and they've got those new recruits in who have definitely added a bit of flair to their game.
Liam Davies leading the charge there as the playing coach for the Circular Head Saints, as Pennington takes the ball from the big fella in Elphingston, kicks it out towards scoreboard side wing. They're able to repel is Wynyard. Oh, Leafheber tries to get the handball, wrapped up in a tackle, comes back out to Smith. He gives it to Harry Walters, wrapped up in a tackle, and Wynyard will get the...
I think that might be Ren.
Yeah, Ren Smith gets the free kick. Gives it out to Hodgetts to Leafheber. He kicks to the top of the goal square. No one able to take the mark, and it's knocked across the boundary for another behind.
It was actually Fleming, I'm pretty sure, not Ren. He must have got that tackle.
Noah Fleming, was it?
Yes.
Number 8. It's a bit hard to see.
It is tricky.
On the far side of the ground. And it's a little bit dark here at Wynyard, but a good mark. I thought so, yes, and the umpire agrees. It's being taken over the far side. Is that Fleming?
No, I think that one's Mason. They all have the same haircut, so it gets a bit tricky.
I try to distinguish them by their boots, but a lot of them have got similar boots. That's how Mason Hodgetts kicks inside forward 50. Not the best kick. Ball's repelled there by hand by Burnie.
Oh.
Kick comes outside forward 50. And almost with his arms chopped and head taken off was Tommy Leafheber, and he's going to receive the free kick. That was from the free kick was from Reef Shackleton. He goes further wide to Wren.
I think that might be Fleming.
It's Fleming again, is it?
Yep.
Inside forward 50.
Oh,
Taking the ball is
Colin.
Kobe Jackson.
touched.
And so that's a behind. That's his first behind of the game. So touched off the boots, Kobe Jackson. So he's kicked 1 goal, 1 for today. Bring the ball out. A bit hesitant to release it though. Josh Murray towards centre wing. Great mark. Good contested mark there by Geordie Dowling. He's got nothing though to kick to. Decides to go towards a leading Jalen Bryan. Well done to Jalen. He kicks the ball further afield. The last goal scorer for Burnie. Berkery running back with the pack.
Great
Reece Shackleton
tackle.
dives onto the football. I thought he got one over the shoulder by Clay Griffiths, who
very lucky.
got up a little bit ginger, and the umpire says no. He was tackled into the ground, and we'll get a ball up deep inside the forward 50 for Burnie. Dowling gets the tap down and knocks the ball forward, and I think there might be Whitehouse that sees the ball across the boundary line. Another boundary throw in. They need to capitalise here. 51 plays 64, so they're 13 points in arrears, the Burnie Dockers against the Wynyard Cats. Dowling, it's going to be all Wynyard here. Jenkins wrapped up in a tackle. Third ball up in the space of 30 seconds. Dowling again, runs underneath it. Billy Marshall gets a tap. Dowling picks it back up. Gives the ball to Reece Shackleton, and he's caught one for his troubles. And he's going to have a free kick on a 45-degree angle around about 35 metres out. He's starting to come back into the game. The late inclusion for the captain, Dylan Smith, today, Liv.
Yeah, he's had a really, really good game, and I think Wynyard have had to be quite accountable of him in the last half. I know a few players are probably getting into him. So he's had a really, really good start, and I'm assuming he's going to get another game. You'd hope so.
Strong in the contest. He has a shot on goal. I think that's made it.
Yeah.
Just it draws, but it's come back enough in order to be deemed another major. So that's his second. So he's got one in the second, one in the third, and he brings the margin back to 7 points. So Wynyard lead 9-10-64, Burnie 9-9-57, and that's better. They needed to get one back in order to make sure that Wynyard don't have that momentum.
Yeah, definitely. I think Wynyard were really, really strong off the start. But, yeah, it seems to be a bit of a pattern here. Wynyard start really strong and then we fade a little bit. So hopefully coming into this next quarter, it will just depend on which side can take those opportunities.
3/4 time, hoping to have a chat with the president of the Burnie Dockers Football Club, Jamie Bogue, as Burnie win the centre square bounce and kick it inside forward 50. It's repelled there by...
I think it might have been Mason. It was around the back, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Drodds because I thought it was a right footer. Anyway, ball towards centre forward. A free kick's been given down the field for slinging Sharon Egger. Out there on centre wing position. Smith goes further afield, nice and wide. I tell you what, they run him with numbers, Wynyard. And that's a poor kick inside forward 50. It's chopped off by Josh Murray. That was your brother, I think.
Yep. I think he handballed it off. Kicked it to Noah. Noah was a bit shallow. That's okay. They need to redeem themselves now.
Off one step. Always have some momentum, Ren, when you're kicking the football. French looks to handball it off, but chooses not to. In the end, kicks it towards Ethan Berkery. He's got a bit of work to do. It's a 2-on-1, but he's given away the free kick there.
Very lucky there. Well done to Tyler. Put his head over it.
Tyler Bakes. To the Storwald in defence. Under that trusty right. Free kick given. Not the mark. Noah Fleming. Goes short, the captain. Finds, and he's been paid. I didn't think it went 15 metres. Decides to play on now. I think that might have been... Is that Brasendale?
Yeah, that was Tyler.
Tyler Bakes. My apologies. Tyler Bakes. Keegan Weller, I think, on the far side of the ground with the football at the moment. Getting dark here at Wynyard. Unable to take the mark, but getting his hand in with Jalen Bryan. He follows up with a handball. Knocks the ball forward. Oakley Smith runs into Wynyard. Leaf Heber.
Here we go, link
Ren
up.
Smith kicks inside forward 50. Going to have to compete is Josh Wolfe. It's 2 against 1. Edwards drops the football, followed up by Joshy Wolfe. Kicks it over his left shoulder.
Unlucky. Good play.
Goes across the goal face, and that's his second behind of the quarter. So he's kicked 3 behinds, 1 goal, 3 to Joshy Wolf, and it is an 8-point margin.
Looks like they're going to go for Geordie Dowling. He's put on a very strong lead.
9-11 Wynyard Cats. Burnie, 8-9. Good punch there by Drods. Roving was French. He follows up his own work, gets the handball towards Bailey Bogue. Needs to become more influential as the game goes on. Jacob Stretton, good pickup, good release. Wide, Kenny looks for, doesn't find his teammate there in Berkery. Over the back was Oakley Smith. He's wrapped up in a great tackle. Number 5, Clay Griffiths. Geez, I tell you what, he's a strong, reliable defender.
Definitely. His kicking is pretty elite too. Yeah, he's been really good for him.
Got some tree trunks of legs too, the big fellow. Works out at athlete 42, does Clay. Kick towards the centre wing. Tommy Leafheber under pressure from Stretton. McInnes back to Bogue, back to Stretton. Good play. Kicks the ball to grass. No one there. Dowling pushed off the football. Picking up was Egger. Goes around the corner. Guess what? He finds Tommy Leafheber. He's in front of Jacob Stretton. Shakes his head. Need to be in front, son.
Needs to slow it down here, Wynyard. They need to take control. Only a couple more minutes left in the quarter, if that.
Ball in the hand of Kubicki. Cal Kubicki wheels onto that left. Tries to put it to the advantage of the big fella there in Marshall. Ball comes to the Burnie players. These handballs a bit up and down. Roll. Wrapped up in a big tackle. It was a good tackle, as mentioned by Pennington on Jackson. And we'll have a ball up right in front of the wet area. Let's see if the locals can get their voices up. Bogue, great play. Look at that. Looks inboard. Back to Elphingston. Back there to Nicky Walters. I think he needed to get it on the boot. Just get it forward. Players for Burnie need to be in front of their opponents. And I think that's possibly why he didn't kick the football, because he wasn't sure that they would be able to take a clear possession. A bit of holding there by Curtis Brasendale on Bailey Bogue. Stretton, Bogue, Murray takes on Jackson, gets out of the tackle, onto his left boot. No, chooses not to. Inside by hands to Walters. Good kick.
Oh, they're out.
And they're out here. They've spread the football. Bryan goes wide. Smith looking. He's got French inboard. Is he going to use him? Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he kicks to no one in particular. Oh, that's a let-off for Burnie.
They need
and
to slow down.
Hodgetts brings the footy back in board. No, it's Sharman brings the footy back in board. Away they go through lines. Ren Smith kicks from 40. Are they able to capitalise here? To the near side. Another one as the siren goes.
Really good work rate there. I'll give Ren a bit of credit. Pushed across to try and put a bit of pressure and then was able to get the ball and a shot on goal. But yeah, I'll have to tell him about how to kick a goal tonight. I'll tell him. Should have slotted that.
9-12 plays 8-9, so it's a 9-point ball game. 9-point ball game to the Wynyard Cats. 9 goals, 12, 66 lead Burnie, 8-9, 57. So definitely in the balance this game. Goal kickers to three-quarter time for the Wynyard Cats. Kicking 3 so far is Brandon Howard. 2 to Marley Bourne, Sharon Egger, Bo Sharman, Josh Wolf and Kobe Jackson, the other single goal kickers. For the Burnie team, we have Harry Walters, who's kicked 3, but he hasn't kicked one since the second quarter. 2 to Geordie Dowling, both in the first. Reef Shackleton, 1 in the second and 1 in the third. And 1 to Jalen Bryan, that one in the third quarter. Some of the better players for the Wynyard Cats, Olivia Smith.
Yeah, I think it's really, really hard to think of a few players because when Wynyard are out, they're really linking up and working as a team. So, but I definitely think in that first 10 minutes, Mason Hodgetts off the wing was really, really good, very strong. I also thought Tommy Leafheber lifted in that last quarter. Sharon Egger put his head over it. Billy Marshall's been strong. Bakes, yeah, they've done a whole team effort. And with Burnie, I definitely think young Reece Shackleton is someone that they need to keep an eye on. He's doing really, really well. Bogue, when he was able to get free, was good with his hands. But yeah, it's the same. They're all working as a team, so it's hard to pick on any particular people.
Thanks, Liv. A good summation there. I've got joining us in the box at 3/4 time. He's the president of the Burnie Dockers Football Club, and we thank him for his presence here today. So, Jamie Bogue, thanks for taking the time to have a bit of a chat. How's things with the Burnie Dockers Football Club at the moment? I was having a chat with Burnie, with their senior coach earlier on today, Andy Lee, and he said that things are coming along. It's a slow but sure approach with regards to the development, in particular from the younger grades, both in the men's and women's programs.
Yeah, certainly in the men's, we've had a very young side this year. And I mean, we're really looking forward to the second half of the year. A lot of the kids have debuted this year, so by the end of the season, they won't have a heap of games in them, but they're coming along probably a little bit quicker than we'd hoped.
Yeah, the men's, Andy mentioned before, like you've got 2 over 35, you've got Dill Smith in his early 30s as well, so that obviously brings the mean average up, but that being that they're still under 20 years of age, so 19 years of age, so if you're able to keep the boys together, there's some real development coming through there for the senior men's.
Yeah, there's some real green shoots, even in the lower grades as well. A lot of talent. But as I say, yeah, there's 16, 17-year-olds in there. The next bracket below those couple of older guys you mentioned is about 25, and they've all got 150 games under the belt. So the next 5 years, we really hope to get something good out of it.
Your boy today has had come under a fair bit of pressure by the Wynyard players. A little bit of frustration showed early on throughout the course of today's proceedings, and it's resulted in a couple of goals for the Wynyard Cats. How do you think the boys will go, and in particular, how do you think Bailey will go in the back end of the fourth quarter of this game?
Yeah, hopefully he'll get a little bit more support off the ball. The umpires certainly aren't paying attention, but we've spoke to our guys quarter time, half time about at least getting some blocks on and trying to give him a bit of a hand that he didn't really get in the first few quarters. But I think we'll finish up strongly. It's just a matter of the right guys getting their hands on the ball.
Going back to the 3 divisional leagues this year, and obviously Burnie being part of the NWFL, been one of the stronger teams over the course since returning from the statewide league into the NWFL or NTFL as it was back in the day. How do you see football with regards to the regional centres or groups coming together?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, I talk to our guys a lot whenever I can. Devonport was bottom of the ladder in 2018. We beat them in 2019-20, and I think they've won everything since. So it's just a matter of getting the right process in the right club, getting the players through good development, good juniors. It starts at that level. I think the quality of football these days is still quite good. It's just a matter of keeping people in the game at the moment.
That's true. What about the point system? Because the clubs had to adapt to the point system and to even up the competition. How's Burnie handling that? Because I notice you've got 2 players that are originally from Burnie that are now playing here at Wynyard this year, so through Marley Bourne and Joshy Wolf. Yeah,
so they would have cost Wynyard 4 points. We play well below the 35 most weeks, 28 to 30. We've recently signed White Kenny from Devonport, so he's a 4-pointer for us, which will boost things up a little bit. But I think it works. East Devonport got some concession this year, and so did Smithton. And we've now got a little system in place whereby if you finish bottom or later over a period of time, you'll get some extra points. So it'll allow you to recruit that extra 1 or 2 guys.
Last but not least, as they get a shot on goal through, I think that might have been White Kenny. I was going to ask you about, with the increase of numbers at the clubs, in particular through the services of the women's involvement now in the junior development and so forth, how much pressure is that putting on West Park Oval, the infrastructure that's there, and what support are you getting from a volunteer perspective as well as from the community, so such as the council, in order to be able to provide the opportunity and the experience for those that wish to represent the Burnie Footy Club?
Yep. Yeah, look, it puts enormous pressure on the ground. We've got 9 teams now. We've only got 1 oval, so we're all clamouring and trying to get time on it. Training schedules are really hectic. We've been really lucky this year because we haven't had a really wet day with football, but when we do, the ground cuts up and you just don't get it back with that level of activity. We could get a lot more support from the council, and I think we volunteer-wise, we're always welcome. We probably haven't got enough of those either, but we just keep going on that.
Well, if you've got any thoughts that you want to share at some point, I'd be interested to hear them. I'm sure you'd share them quite vocally with Gary Carpenter, the president of NWFL, with regards to how we can look to come together as a community in order to be able to make sure that everyone gets the opportunity to be involved and maybe connected in Australian rules football, possibly the schools. I know you've got a good relationship with Marist Regional College, for example, but that could be a facility that could actually be utilised in the future, maybe for junior games and things along those lines.
Yeah, well, as you know, we spend our whole pre-season up there while cricket's on. We've had discussions about getting nights up there so that we can use that as a second training ground, which will be ongoing, but it all comes down to the dollar.
No doubt. Most things do come down to the dollar. Jamie, thank you very much for coming up today. I look forward. We've got the close one here to the result at Wynyard Recreation Ground. You got the chocolates last time at West Park. It's certainly a close one. Look forward to seeing what the Burnie Dogs can do in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Thanks, mate. Nice to chat.
Appreciate it. As we see the footy go back inside the forward 50 for the Burnie Dockers, unable to take the mark was the big fella in Burkery, and they're able to repel Wynyard Cats.
It was a bit of a silly kick from...
It was indeed. Was that Tyler Bakes?
Yeah, could have probably did another handball over the top, but perceived pressure.
Absolutely. So he didn't look, didn't lower his eyes, just threw it onto the boot. Comes to French, kicks back inside forward 50. Away they go now through the services of Hodgetts. Back to French from whence it came. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Ren Smith's able to run onto the football. Doesn't get there first. Jalen Bryan does. Back to Stretton. Then they feed it back to Walters, who goes back to Murray. That's a poor kick. And chopping off his leaf feather. Comes inside. Finds Sharon Egger. 9-12-66 Wynyard Cats. 8-10-58. 8 points the advantage to the Wynyard Cats against the Burnie Dockers. Bogue roves that well. McInnes. Geordie Dowling, cross half forward, unable to take the mark. Elphingston by hand. Burkery runs onto the football. Overruns it, does the big man. Back to the debutant there in Wade Murphy. Tries to get the handball out. Griffiths unable to get it. Oakley Smith does. Kicks it inside forward 50. Shackleton takes the mark on a very acute angle for a right footer. But he's inside forward 50. I wouldn't go past him, Liv.
Yeah, and he's probably one of Burnie's best at the moment. He's definitely getting his hands on it and providing that lead up in the forward line. Oh, but that did not quite work for him.
Out of bounds on the full. So it stays right, unfortunately, too far right and goes out of bounds on the full. So some of the players these days, I'm not really sure that they've got a routine or a set routine for goal kicking, and then understanding what actually happens when they do kick the football, whether it's a natural draw or whether it comes back, so it goes a bit left to right. So something that I think a lot of the players could undertake from a skill point of view on a regular basis. McInnes over the back, knocked off the footy by Lee Feber.
Very strong.
By hand to Mally Bourne. That's right, he was very strong. Looking towards Brandon Howard, unable to take the mark. Running onto it was Egger. I thought he was held there without the football. Bryan knocks the ball forward. Jackson holds the pill and is wrapped up in a tackle. Actually, that was good defensive work in an offensive manner there by Kobe Jackson.
Yeah.
Marshall gets the tap. No one in particular. Egger gets the kick. Forward. No mark. Murray. Ginninan. By hand, McInnes. Good kick. Good vision. Run onto it, son. That's Bryan. And that he does. A taser bounce. Looks forward. Finds. White Kenny. Had grass to go to. Had the opportunity. Chose not to go.
Just going a long way back. Maybe he has a routine.
Most likely, as Sharon Herriger comes towards the bench. Looks a bit hunched over, the big fella.
Yeah, he does. He works at 100%, and then he has to come off, and he's only got about 3% left.
So he'll charge himself back up.
Yep.
Bit of pickle juice will work there. Wyatt Kenny from outside the 40-metre arc. Oh, he's hit the woodwork. Wyatt Kenny. That's his third behind for the game. So Burnie, 8-11-59. Trial Wynyard, 9-12-66. 7 points the margin. Smith, inside, defensive 50. Kicks the ball.
Good
out to that
kick.
scoreboard wing. That's a great kick.
Here we go. This is a bit better from Wynyard.
Indeed. Is that Leafheber? Kicks
Yeah,
inside
to
forward 50 Lions. Oh, no.
Oh, he's played on.
Plays on and goes around the body.
Oh, well
I think
done,
he's kicked the
Lions.
goal. Kobe Lyons. Defensive effort there by the Burnie Dockers was pitiful.
Yeah, definitely. And you could see their transition up the ground. Smith pushed in as a half-back, hit up, then they switched it wide, got it out to Tommy Leafheber, who's really good with the football and obviously found Kobe on his own. So, yeah, a better play from Wynyard.
Absolutely, and Kobe Lyons kicks his first for the game. They take the score to 10 goals, 12-72, leading by 13 points over Burnie, 8-11-59. So 13 points. It's a 3-goal game. We're almost 8 minutes into the final quarter. Elphingston gets it down. Walters, desperation, Bogue to Stretton. Stretton by hand, out the French. He's got to kick it quick, under pressure from Jackson. Goes inside, looks for and finds Harry Walters. Great lead, good hit up, good kick.
Good response.
It was great response there by Burnie. On a 45-degree angle, though, on the wrong side for a right footer. Nonetheless, I don't want to put the commentator's curse,
Yep.
but they need it. This is a desperate attempt to rein them back in by Harry Walters. Sneaks it in. See that draw, Liv?
Yeah.
Right to left. He knows his routine, does Harry
does.
Walters,
He
and
does
that's
it a
his
lot.
fourth for the game. He's kicked 4 goals too, and he brings it back to a margin of 7 points. So it's 9-11-65. Burnie, 10-12-72, the Wynyard Cats. 9 minutes gone in the final quarter.
Yeah, I'm not liking these close games. No, but he's obviously a really reliable forward when they need him, and he's able to sort it through. So well done to Harry.
Well done to Harry Walters. Mature heads starting to make sure that Burnie are still within striking distance. Plenty of time. 9 minutes down. Elphingston v Marshall. Marshall gets the tap. Kabicki clean. Turns him inside out onto that left boot, looking for and finding
Great
Brandon Howard, who leads out from full forward. 35 metres out from goal on a 30-degree angle on the far side of the ground. Lights are going on. You can see they're turning the lights
They're
on.
flickering.
They're turning the lights on over the far side with the cars live in order to be
Yeah.
able to see what's going on. 10-12 plays 9-11.
Yeah, it's good that Cow has moved himself into that midfield. I think he's needed in there, that bit of experience, big body, able to get it out. And look what happens when he gets that space. He's able to hit up Howard.
Billy Marshall looks like he's in a little bit of a bother there in the centre of the ground. Keep an eye on that, Liv, as Brandon Howard comes in. Very deliberate with his shooting for goal.
Great goal.
And he's happy with that, the big fella.
Stands up. That's amazing.
So that's his 4th goal also. 3 in the first, 1 in the 4th. And he takes the lead back out to 13 points. 11-12 Wynyard, 78. Burnie Dockers, 9-11-65. So the big fella, Olivia, is certainly responding. That's his 4th for the game.
Yeah, he's had a really, really good game, and it's a credit to him because he's been playing back for most of the season with the Wynyard Cats. So he's slotted down forward and he's really showing a standout performance.
This is a great game of football, as we heard in the background there. 13 points the difference. 78 plays 65. Elphinstone gets the tap from Billy Marshall. Marshall seems to have run off whatever the problem was. Jalen Bryan gets his handball. Slipped over with Elphinstone. Smith picks it up. Handballs back to Stretton. Runs into trouble. Gets the handball away, though. Back to Shackleton. Shackleton and McGuinness. Geez, it was a hot at that one. That handball. And unable to take it cleanly was McInnes. Elphinstone now by hand. Gets it to French. French kicks inside forward 50. No one able to take the mark. Ball goes to ground. Kubicki standing in that space there, and it comes out to Griffiths. Griffiths, measured response. Out to the
Have a bounce, Wade.
debutant, Wade Murphy. He does exactly as you say, Liv. He's obviously listening. Kicks towards Joshy Wolf. Jackson roves the football, wrapped up in a tackle. He's been pretty good from a defensive point of view.
He definitely has. Yeah, no, Kobe's been really, really good today, and I think that's a strategic move from him to get a stoppage. It gets the game to reset. It's also good for Burnie on a defensive end.
Absolutely. Big punch there by Billy Sharman into the avenue of Joshy Wolf. Kicks inside forward 50, top of the goal square. No one able to take the mark, and a free kick has been seen and given by the umpire, and it's going to Burnie.
Might have been a trip or a kicking in. I'm not too sure. It might have been a bit of a trip.
Pennington is the recipient. He's got McInnes here and Finzel on his own. Grandstand side, looking for. Should find Elphingston. No, Sharman gets a fist in. Bourne falls over. Gets the handball out to Leafheber. Leafheber wrapped up in a tackle by by Tyson Jenkins. Brasendale back to the debutant, Wade Murphy. Over the top of his head. I thought it might have been incorrect disposal. According to the umpire, it's not. That's a poor kick, though, I think, by the player there in Tyler Bakes. And it goes over the boundary line in front of Marley Bourne. So it wasn't to his advantage, unfortunately. They could have got away with that, Wynyard, and had another opportunity to put another dent into the Burnie Dockers' hopes of getting the 4 points this weekend, which they definitely need. Kubicki, handball, errant. Stretton. Good hands there by Pennington. Back to Bogue. Bogue to Stretton. Good tackle. Brasendale, in the back, according to the umpire, and Stretton will receive the free kick.
I didn't really see what happened there. Must have been a push after he got rid of it.
Stretton looking for something, decides to go across and back. So lateral, out to O'Halloran. Further afield. French, good kick to his brother. Takes a great mark. Centre wing, scoreboard side. Kick though.
Not to his advantage.
No. And that momentum that they just accrued, unfortunately, fallen away. So 11-12-78, Wynyard lead Burnie 9-11-65. We're up to around about the 14-minute mark, Liv. Where do you see it going from here?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I thought Burnie were really strong in that first 10 minutes of this game, but Wynyard have bounced back. So, yeah, it's honestly anyone's game at this point.
Stretton wraps up. Wynyard player in the tackle. And that being Bo Sharman. Elphinson gets the tap down. Looking for Bo, doesn't find him. Ball's released though. Gets out to French. French kicks it towards the half-forward flank. Running underneath the football was all players. Kicking it off the ground was Harry Walters. Gets it to French. No, it's O'Halloran. O'Halloran it is, number 33. It's kicked the goal across his shoulder, and that's his first for the game, the big fella Liam O'Halloran. And brings them back within 7 points at the 14-minute mark. 10-11-71 Burnie. Wynyard 11-12-78. Well, we've got the close one, Liv.
I'm not liking it. I do not like close games at all. That's okay. It's fine.
Nicky Walters comes back onto the ground as Emig French comes and takes a bit of a breather. Kobe Lyons also off, along with Noah Fleming, one of the captains for the Wynyard Football Club. I'd say we've got around about 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go, 7 points the margin in the favour of Wynyard Cats. No one taking the ball cleanly. Bailey Bogue able to knock the ball forward. Stretton been picked up off by Sharon. Great smother there by French. Sharon butters up.
I don't know how he
in the back was Edwards. Should have got a free kick. Advantage paid to Burnie. Stratton kicks it inside forward 50. At the front was White Kenny. Ball comes to ground. Out towards Sharman.
He has a paddock here.
He goes wide. Hodgetts, the two left footers combined. It goes to a third. Cal Kubicki. He chooses to hold up play.
Yes.
Brasendale comes off. And Fleming on. Now he comes inboard, does Cal Kubicki. Kicks to the top of the 50-metre arc.
Oh,
it takes
great
a
mark.
double-handed mark. 2 grabs at the cherry and second bites. He holds it right on the 40-metre arcs. He's going to be kicking from around about 45 to 50 metres. He's definitely got the distance, I know that.
Yeah, definitely. He just needs to slot this so it calms the nerves a little bit for Wynyard. I hope he does.
11-12, plays 10-11, 78 plays 71. Deliberate approach, close to the man on the mark, and that's not going to get there. Ball comes down, they repel. Burnie, Finn McGuinness has a bounce. He's off, he's outside forward 50. That's a poor kick. Clay Griffiths, who's that to? Finn McGuinness.
Straight to Cow.
He goes inboard, great kick. Opens up the goal face, finds Cal Kubicki. Settles it down, he goes further across to Bo Sharman. Experience playing a part here, Liv.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's good that Bo and Cow just linked up then. Bit of experience, bit of calm. I think that's what they need.
Plays on. He looks
Great
for
kick.
and finds.
Is it Ren?
I believe it is.
Oh, goodness. I can't watch.
She puts her hands over her eyes, does Liv Smith.
Oh, gosh.
Ren Smith, the under-19 coach. Also the Western Regional Representative coach last weekend at Latrobe. Will now have a shot on goal. He's directly in front. He's 35 metres out. He'll be kicking from around about 37. Here he goes. And it's to the far side. So it's gone to the right, and it's one behind.
Handy point, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad you had your hands over your eyes, Liv.
Yeah, look, I can't.
J. Allen Bryans had a good game. Comes inboard. Looks for, finds Jacob Stratton. He's been prominent also.
Yeah, I was going to say, did he play in the under-19 game? Because I think he dominated that game from what I saw.
French and French working together.
Well done,
They've
Wade.
been out by Wade Murphy. From Burnie, from Wynyard, Stratton picks it up from Smith. McInnes goes inboard, finds Josh Murray. Level head, goes further afield. In fact, he goes to Nicky Walters inside the centre square. They get it on quickly. Look for Elphingston. That's a...
And no. Oh, he's played
it's
on.
touch ball. Play on around the corner. Wyatt Kenny! Kick the goal.
Oh,
That's his first for the Burnie Dockers in his debutant game for the Dockers, coming across from the Devonport Football Club. That's a great effort there by Wyatt Kenny across the body. And that is the third goal for the Burnie Dockers in the fourth quarter. It's 2 points to margin. 11-11 Burnie plays 11-13 Wynyard. Olivia Smith.
Yeah, it's getting way too close for my comfort. No, Wynyard definitely need to respond to this now. They can't drop their heads at all. So they'll be looking at their leaders in Cow, in Noah, to really play a part in this.
With the 6-6-6 rule now, Liv, it's much more difficult in order to be able to flood, isn't it?
Yeah. It definitely opens the game up a little bit. And oh, here come Burnie.
Yeah, here come Burnie. Ball in the Hannibal to Brian. Brian's kick's not a good one to Jenkins. So take him on was Fleming. He gets the ball wide and comes out to Ren. Is that Ren Smith?
Yeah,
it is on
Ren.
the far side of the ground. Centre wing position. He kicks inboard. Not able to take the mark was Howard. Picking the ball up there is Oakley Smith for Burnie. He's got a paddock to run into. He kicks the ball to centre half forward.
Great
Unable
body.
to take the mark was Wyatt Kenny, and Whitehouse takes the mark. Great mark there by Whitehouse. Good body use. Hodgetts out wide. Very deliberate. Trying to chew up the clock. We've still got about 7 or 8 minutes, I reckon, to play.
They need a goal
And they
here.
still need to hold. They're holding the football. It's centre wing, far side of the ground. Sharman.
Great kick.
That's a good kick. They need
Here
to
we
man
go.
up here. Smith, inside forward 50. Looking for Wolf over the top of his head. Ball's knocked down by the defenders. Howard snaps across his goal, and it's punched over the boundary line by the Burnie defence through the services of Pennington. 11-13-79, the Cats play Burnie. 11-11-77, 2 points the margin. Ball deep inside the forward 50. We've just hit the 20.5-minute mark of the final quarter. Ball gets thrown in by the boundary umpire. Elphingston in front of Wolf. And ball's wrapped up, and we're going to get a ball up. So unable to get out of that was Jacob Stratton. Elphingston gets the ball wide to Murray. Murray with his left foot, that trusty left. He's looking for Brian. Has he found him?
Not quite.
Not
I think
quite.
It might have been over the line.
And it will be a boundary throw-in. So it must have landed on his chest before It went over the boundary line. It's 11-13, plays 11-11. Wynyard Cats by 2 points.
I'd love to know my heart rate. I reckon it's about 150. I'm not coping.
Oh, this is fantastic. Ball gets thrown in. Ruckman run underneath it. And another ball up will result. Ren Smith applying the tackle there for the Wynyard Cats. Gee, it's getting dark on that outer side. Even the cars are turning the lights on and off in order to be able to see what's going on. They're using a red football as well. Unbelievable. Handball goes to White Kenny.
That's nearly goal.
Takes on 2 players. French, Bogue. Oh, look at that. Sells the candy. Then kicks inside forward 50. Over the top of Dowling. Then it goes back to Berkery. He goes by hand back to French. French has a shot towards the top of the goal square. Dowling. Is he able to take the mark? Unable to do so. Ball comes to ground. Oh, cats everywhere. Litter of cats. Liefheber gets a boot onto the ball to Pennington. He has a shot on goal from outside 40. Ball's knocked to the ground by Dowling and also Clay Griffiths, and it rolls out. And that's a good boundary throw-in for the Burnie Dockers. Are unable to score, but they'll get another opportunity to set up. They need to set up here defensively, Liv.
Yeah, Wynyard really need to get it out of that forward line. They need to get a bit of control of the game here. They cannot afford Burnie to get a goal.
Handball back to Harry Walters. Over his shoulder. That's close. That's close. But it's to the near side. To the near side. So Harry Walters, that's his first point of the fourth quarter. He's kicked 4 goals, 3. And away they go now through the services of Griffith. Falling down there was Sharon Egger. No. Something's wrong with Sharon. And what could be cramp.
Yep.
Ball's far on the far side, centre wing position. Kent Kobe Jackson gets the footy, kicks it inside 450.
Well done.
And a good mark has been taken there, and somersault by Brandon Howard. He's outside forward 40 for the Wynyard Cats. He's going to have to kick from 45 plus. He's got the distance in him, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
He's been pretty accurate throughout the course of the day. He's kicked 4 goals, 1, 3 in the first, 1 in the fourth. They lead by a solitary point. 11-13, plays 11-12. The Wynyard Cats in lead by 1 point. In he comes now, Brandon Howard. Goes round onto his right boot. He wants that extra distance. He's not going to get there. Ball's punched. Elphingston. They repel. Get a kick by Nicky Walters. In between 2 Cats players. A great mark there taken out the back. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be Will Ganninan. He kicks the ball long towards centre wing position, far side of the ground. Good defensive pressure by Wynyard. By hand, they chain it. They're able to repel. Mason Hodgett's kick, though, is smothered. They're able to get hold of the football as Burnie. By hand, not clean. French, unable to pick it up.
That's okay.
Wraps up the Wynyard player in a tackle.
Well done.
And we're still inside the centre square, just forward of the centre for the Burnie Dockers with a ball up. Murphy looking to come towards the interchange bench. Got pushed away. Bogue takes the ball out of the pack. Kicks it over his shoulder. Heading towards Brian. Harry Walters, the man for the moment. Gets it back to French. He kicks 2 and finds a leading Geordie Dowling. 24 and a half minutes live.
I can't.
A point the difference. Just needs to score to square it up for the Burnie Dockers. Down by 9 points at 3-quarter time.
He's a pretty good kick too.
11-13 plays 11-12. It's all in the hands of Geordie Dowling. He draws the football, goes across the goal, and it's 1 behind.
He's going to be another draw on our hands.
2 goals, 1.
Wow.
2 goals, 1. Yeah, we need to have been involved with a couple of draws. Same with Ulverston.
Too many. I don't know what it is.
KB Jackson coming off for Sharon Egger, who's going forward. Struggling with cramp a little bit earlier. Looks pretty ginger. Sharman kicks in and finds Ren Smith. Come on, Burnie, you need to man up.
Yeah. Wynyard they need to go here.
Goes lateral, further wide, scoreboard side of the ground, going wide. Fleming.
Good kick.
Yeah, it's a good kick. Lands in the hands of Mason Hodgetts. The kicks long towards half forward. No mark. Howard brings the ball to ground. It's deemed to be a push in the back.
Unlucky.
As he lands on top of the Burnie player, and that's Jacob Stretton. 11-13 apiece. We've got the close one. Jacob Stretton Down the scoreboard wing. Oh, it doesn't take the mark of Smith. Oh, he could rue his chance there. They come away with the football, Wynyard. By hand. Good tackle by Burnie. That's holding the football. Elphingston comes inboard to French. French decides to go. Kicks the ball long. He's looking for Jalen Bryan. Finds him at the top of the 40-metre arc. Chooses not to go. He's got Dowling. He hits up. Chooses not to use him. He's taking his time. We're at the 27-minute mark of the game. Kicks the ball long. And he's kicked the goal. The son of a gun. The son of a gun.
Oh, no.
That's his second for the game.
And the siren.
And the siren sounds.
Oh, wow.
12-13-85. The Burnie Dockers 11-13-79. They've come from 9 points in arrears at three-quarter time.
They're
to
celebrating.
win by a solitary goal.
Wow.
We're going to have to wait, ladies and gents, just to double check with the goal umpires. But for mine, Jalen Bryan has kicked the winner.
Wow, he's had a very good game.
He has had a very good game. And it's been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. 12-13-85. The Burnie Dockers have snatched from the jaws of defeat the win against the Wynyard Cats, 11-13-79. Goal kickers live. So from the Burnie Dockers, Harry Walters kicked 4 goals. 3 in fact. Two goals each to Geordie Dowling, Jalen Bryan with the game sealer, and also Reef Shackleton in the second and third respectively. Single goal scorers were Liam O'Halloran and Wyatt Kenny for the Burnie Dockers. For the Wynyard team, 4 goals, 1 to Brandon Howard. He was their leading goal scorer up front. He had a terrific game. Kicking 2 was Marley Bourne, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Our single goal scorers were Kobe Jackson, Josh Wolfe, Bo Sharman, Sharon Egger and Kobe Lyons. Final score here at Wynyard, 12-13-85. The Burnie Dockers, 11-13-79. A single goal. They've come back from 9 points in arrears at three-quarter time. They needed to win the game, said Andy Lee earlier on in the day. They've certainly done that, have the Burnie Dockers. Better players for the Wynyard team and also the Burnie team live.
Yeah, I thought in that last half, definitely. Oh, wow, it's actually really hard. I'm still a bit overwhelmed by their win. It was crazy, but I thought that Curtis did a very good job on Bailey Bogue to try and keep him away from the ball. Ran in that last quarter. I'll give him credit where credit's due. It really pushed up as that half-back flank forward. Tommy Leafhepper fought really hard all day. Brandon Howard, I thought, was very prolific up forward, as well as Josh. Cow. Oh, it's actually, I feel for Wynyard. I feel like they had a bit of the momentum throughout the whole game. Just really unlucky that last 5 minutes. I think they ran out of legs a little bit. I thought they all played really well as a team. They shouldn't feel as a bit of a negative, but yeah, they did a good job.
They did do a good job. Another one that I didn't mention was Clay Griffiths down back. I thought he was
definitely.
also very dependable, the 201-game player at the Wynyard Football Club. For the Burnie Dockers, Harry Walters kicked 4 goals, 3, so obviously up front he was fantastic. Bailey Bogue was held significantly throughout the course of the day and wasn't in their better players. I'd say Wyatt Kenny bopped up in the back half and in the second half. Jacob Stretton throughout the course of the day was also very good. Defensively, Zeke Pennington, I liked his game. Very strong. 2 French boys were good both on the ball and also on the wings. And Jalen Bryan from mine, I think was possibly Jalen Bryan was possibly Burnie's best player. So well done to the Burnie Dockers. They're taking the chocolates here, winning it by 1 kick. 12 goals, 13-85. Wynyard 11-13-79, literally the last kick of the day. We had the close one here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. Olivia Smith, thank you very much for for stepping in today and helping out.
That's okay.
You're most welcome anytime whenever we're back here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. We wish you all the best with your endeavours. Congratulations on your emphatic win today. 85 points last time you won against Burnie at West Park. This time it was 116.
Yep.
So you're building. There's
Yes,
no doubt
we are.
about that.
Yep.
It's between you, Penguin, And I'd say Devonport are thereabouts as well.
Yeah, you can't underestimate any team really in the league. But no, I'm excited. We're still building Wynyard. We've got a few girls coming back from injury. So yeah, we're building and we're having fun with our footy, which is all that matters. But thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Appreciate it. Ladies and gents, thanks for joining us here at the Wynyard Recreation Ground. As I mentioned, in the men's, 12-13-85 the Burnie Dockers with the last kick of the game through Jalen Bryan, kicks the goal, defeat Wynyard 11-13-79. We look forward to hosting next week's game on the live stream and look forward to seeing you then.